Buddy Kofoid held the lead of the 2021 USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Season Opener at Ocala, Florida's Bubba Raceway Park for nearly 17 hours when rain rudely interrupted the first race of the year just before halfway of the 30-lap feature. When racing resumed the next morning, under an overcast sky and totally new track conditions, Kofoid jumped right from where he left off to become the third straight series champion to win the season opener in Ocala.
Putting the slide job on Dason Pursley. Mesereau says hi, then says bye as he goes from his fourth place starting spot up to second. What's Timez have up his sleeve this time, bud? And they're laying tracks through 1 and 2. Oh, Dason Pursley was a student of the game. Sat back, watched Timez throw bombs into one, and he finally said, oh no! Well, he didn't say oh no, Timez says oh no, as he gets together with J-Mac, Jason McDougal, and Timez get together in 3 and 4. Good little battle right here. That's Kaylee Bryson in the number 71 trying to hold off Max McLaughlin. One car around, and that is McLaughlin. Oh, Max McLaughlin.
Well, tonight's events at Bubba Raceway Park have officially been postponed until tomorrow. We will come back tomorrow, finish this feature, and then run all of tomorrow's program once again.
Part 2 of night number 1 of the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. Kofoid's going to get it going with 17 laps to go. Let's get it on here at Bubba Raceway Park. Green flag is out. Look at that speed. Sure is beautiful. We're racing out of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Kofoid getting a good jump on the field here. Tanner Thorson quickly getting around Dason Pursley for second spot at Bubba Raceway Park. Chris Wyndham and Tanner Thorson trying to split Dason Pursley. Thorson on the high side as they head into 3 and 4. Man, Dason Pursley looked to his inside, saw Big Daddy, looked to his outside, saw Tanner Thorson, didn't know what to do. Up high, Thorson trying to build his momentum on the top side. Kofoid goes up to block that momentum. Chris Wyndham's got his hands full with pole sitter Dason Pursley. Coming down to see 10 laps to go, this time by Thorson, trying to really make that high side work. He might live by it, but he might die by it because Chris Wyndham says down low pays the bills, son. And he's going to work on Tanner Thorson. They're side by side, getting into 3 and 4. Things tighten up real quick down there. Tanner Thorson sees NOS Energy Drink blue and orange move Chris Wyndham up to second place. The race for second not over, not yet. Tanner Thorson takes a page out of Wyndham's book, goes way back down low. Wyndham trying to go four-wheeling here in the infield, but as soon as he gets it gathered back up, Dason Pursley gives him a shot in the rear bumper, lets him know he is there. Rolling through the middle, Tanner Thorson has cleared Chris Wyndham, so Thorson back up to second place here. We're near the end of this one. Thorson down on the inside, but he can't keep the momentum up. Buddy Kofoid goes back around the high side. 1 to go. White flag in the air. Buddy Kofoid. He has survived restart after restart, rain delay after rain delay. Tanner Thorson's going to have one more shot here. They come down the back straightaway. What does Thorson have planned? Does he stay conservative and come home with the points, or does he go for the win? That's a little bit of both. Buddy Kofoid holds him off, goes wire to wire.
Thomas Mesereau has made a habit of winning USAC National Midget races of late. A 21-year journey to his first series victory late last year has now led the San Jose, California native to winning 3 of his last 8, including round 2 of the series season and an episode of Monday Night Racing during winter dirt games in Ocala.
Wyndham not losing any ground to Mesereau. Both he and Buddy Kofoid laying down really good laps. They're both quicker than Timez, but catching them's one thing, passing them's another. Hashtag Days of Thunder. Coming up on 10 laps to go. Mesereau looking good, but can Wyndham do better? Last time by, Mesereau a 14.4, Wyndham a 14.4, Kofoid a 14.4. You can cover them with a blanket. Wyndham looking low, trying to find a spot here. Mesereau leaves the inside open. Wyndham says, I'm going to try to walk on through to the other side. Mesereau keeps it wound up around the high side. They're about to catch lap traffic here. What does Mesereau do? He pulls a tear off. He's starting to get spray from Taylor Reimer. She causes them to back their entry up into 3 and 4. And now Buddy Kofoid joins this 2-car race for the lead. Mesereau doing his best to negotiate lap traffic. Wyndham pulls up alongside. Mesereau pulls another tear off. Wyndham backs up into Kofoid. They're doing everything they can here. 6 laps to go. Meserol's got to find his way around Taylor Reimer and the lap traffic in front of him, because if he doesn't get around the lap traffic, Chris Wyndham's going to get around him. Coming down, 5 laps to go. Timez goes to the high side, but Reimer slides up in front of him. Reimer finally gets cleared. Now it's Timez. 5 to go. They're going to work on Emilio Hoover. Oh, Wyndham gets caught up behind Hoover. That's going to kill Wyndham's run. That allows Timez to open up a little bit of a gap. 3 cars racing for the lead. 3 laps left. They reel in now to the 71 of Kaylee Bryson. She'll be the next car to negotiate. Timez has been flawless this whole race. Wyndham has just stayed there. He's stayed there. He's waited. He's watched. He's got 2 laps left to make something happen here. They roll steady through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Kaylee Bryson's running quick enough laps. I'm not sure she's going to become a factor in this one. Through 3 and 4, white flag in the air. Meserol's got 1 lap left. Kelly becomes a 3-time NOS Energy Drink National Midget winner here, and he's going to do it at night number 2 of Winter Dirt Games 12, right down by the beach where he loves to be. Into 3 and 4, out of the final corner. Meserol wins it at Ocala.
At a track he described as his personal kryptonite, Buddy Kofoid played the part of Superman in the T-Town Midget Showdown opener at Port City, where he started 16th in the 50-lapper. Kofoid didn't spend much time getting himself acclimated to the back of the pack, as he made the season's biggest charge through the field by a race winner to become the season's first repeat victor.
Goes way down low, does a slider on Seavey, but Seavey crosses him back over and takes over the top spot. Meanwhile, Dason Pursley in the number 71 for KKM with Kerbag and Janian up to 3rd place. Remember, Pursley in the 71 coming off back-to-back top 5s. Trouble. Tyler Thomas goes end over end down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag back in the air. We're racing here at Port City. Seavey stays right in the middle. Dason Pursley says, forget that, man. I'm going way up top. He brings the fight to Chris Wyndham for the 2nd position. Dason Pursley trying to rip the lip. Can he do it through 1 and 2? It looks good up there. Oh, Wyndham catches a tire and goes around. KTJ runs right into the side of the number 89. Yellow lights on. Yellow flags wave. He will not make it back out, so we restart down Tyler Thomas. Green flag back in the air. Logan Seavey's got Dason Pursley hot on his tail tank. Pursley trying to make the high side work, and Seavey's trying to make the even higher line work. Oh, and Pursley catches an infield tire. He gets up on the bike, but is able to settle it back down. Heavy damage, knocks the left rear Hoosier tire clean off the rim, and Pursley comes to a stop. But all the time you see crews helping out. Green flag back in the air. Logan Seavey just trying to stay perfect here at Port City. Ryan Timms tried the top last time. He wants to go down to the bottom here. Justin Grant puts a big move on the 15 of Emerson Axum. They go back and forth. That's racing for 3rd on the track right now. Ryan Timms reeling up on Logan Seavey. Timms just trying to keep the horsepower underneath him. Seavey crosses him back under on the exit of 4. 8 laps into this one, 42 to go. Seavey, your leader. Timms in 2nd. JG, Justin Grant coming along. Cannon McIntosh up to 4th now. Meserol's caught up to the 84. This is the fight for 3rd. Meserol trying to join his RMS teammate. Justin Grant up in the top 3. Meserol committing to the top spot, to the top line here rather. Ryan Timms, CV Industries. Oh, big slide job attempt by Timez, and Timms comes out on his side. Wow. 3 Californians up in the front of the field. What do you know about that? Green flag waves. 38 laps to go here. Thomas Meserol goes way up top. Justin Grant stays down on the bottom where it's been working for him all night long. And Meserol with contact once again in 3, but everybody keeps pointing in the right direction. And now Meserol way down on the inside of JG, grabs an infield tire, keeps on digging. Thomas Meserol is on a mission here tonight in Tulsa. This is the fight for the 4th position. McIntosh down low, Timez up high. McIntosh can make the bottom work. He slides Grant, but slides too far. Grant holds on to 2nd position. Justin Grant trying to complete the job there as well. Lap traffic is going to be huge here. Crouch nearly slides up, and there's Buddy Kofoid. Kofoid up to 3rd, and McIntosh around in the fray. So Seavey has gone to the work area here. No idea what's happened to the race leader. The number 25 from Tom Malloy brings the field back to the green flag. 23 laps to go here. 50 were on the docket. We'll see 20 to go here in just a little while. Grant looks good on corner exit. But Buddy Kofoid can make that 67 seemingly work anywhere. Kofoid taking a page out of Grant's book. stops on the brakes, heading down into 1, and makes the bottom roll, and he does it again in 3 and 4. Kofoid, your new leader, after coming from 16th on the starting grid here. Buddy Kofoid throws the front Hoosiers up in the air as he has now assumed control of Saturday night here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The T-Town Midget Showdown is being contested by 3 Californians. Once again, Buddy Kofoid, Justin Grant, and Thomas Meserol in the 7X. Running right there, about 2 car lengths back from Meserol as they roll into 3 and 4. Carber even gets a piece of the infield tire. It doesn't upset the car, and he still goes after Meserol here. Meanwhile, Kofoid is driven away to a 1.2 second lead in front of that battle for second. We're down to the final 2 laps here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The fight for second has not calmed down. Carber finally shows Meserol the tail tank. As the field comes out of turn number 4, the white flag is in the air. 49 laps complete, half a lap left to go. He started in the 16th position. He drives all the way to the front. Buddy Kofoid wins Saturday night here at the T-Town Showdown.
Last November, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports found itself 2 laps away from winning its first ever USAC National Midget feature. The driver that denied them that maiden victory that night was Tanner Thorson. Fast forward to the second night of the T-Town Midget Showdown, just 5 months later, and Thorson is now the pilot for the Reinbold Underwood team. How fitting it was that the driver who stole the prize from them on that particular night was ultimately the one who finally delivered the long sought-after reward.
Last night, Justin Grant lived down on the bottom, and it worked for him. Well, Sam Johnson watched the replay on Flow. He said, you know what, the bottom looks good. I'm going to try it myself. Johnson right there with JG. Grant doesn't get off 2 as well as he'd like, so that definitively now gives the lead to Sam Johnson. Meanwhile, Pursley slides across the front bumper of Team S. Thomas Meserol, they're all over each other. Only 4 laps into this one. 19 to go here at T-Town. Pursley, the only driver really in the top 5 or 6 there that elects to go to the top shelf. See how it works out for him. And Sam Johnson is absolutely making it work, but Tanner Thorson finds a way to make it work just a little bit better. Thorson around in turn 2. He is your new leader. Thorson trying to find a way to bring Kevin Thomas Jr. along with him. KTJ way up on the fence trying to dust off the wall here. KTJ goes right back up to the top. Meanwhile, Pursley tries the bottom through turns 3 and 4, but he goes right back to the top shelf through 1 and 2. It works for Pursley on the high side in the opening 2 corners, but then he slides. KTJ, big contact as KTJ bounces off the cushion. KTJ bounces off the cushion. Pursley slides up, and the resulting contact puts Pursley up on his tail tank, facing the sky here. He's going to have some work to do to get back up to the front here in this one. 10 laps to go. Green flag waves. Can Tanner Thorson hold on to score victory here on Sunday in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Good fight right there between reigning series champion Chris Windham and the 25 of Logan Seavey. They are racing for what should be the 5th position on track right now, inside of 10 laps remaining. Windham tries to make something work on the bottom. Meanwhile, Buddy Kofoid, who started this race back in the 11th position, has cracked the top 10, and now he races with Team S. Thomas Meserol for the 6th position. Thorson now just starting to reel in lap traffic. Sam Johnson was battling with Thorson just a few laps ago, but now Johnson doing everything he can to stay on the lead lap. White flag has flown, 29 complete. Half a lap left. Tanner Thorson is going to have to hold off Justin Grant. Thorson gets the win here on Sunday in Tulsa.
Despite growing up less than an hour and a half from the pit gate at Kokomo Speedway, Emerson Axum never once turned a wheel at the track prior to his impressive but kill-switch shortened debut the previous September. While that particular race was one he'd rather forget, the Kokomo Grand Prix opener of 2021 will forever be ingrained in his memory as the one he won his first race at.
Pursley throwing a big move on the exit of 2. He leads. Axum tries him back in 3.
Oh, the young kids are here to play, Tony. They are going at it, and it looks like Axum will lead them by here for lap number 2.
Pole sitter Chris Windham's just trying to get everything figured out. He runs in the 3rd position. Behind him, McIntosh and Crouch round out your top 5. Big run right now for Brennan Crouch as he works to the inside and takes over the 4th spot. Boy, though, your race leader, Emerson Axum, driving away from him.
Oh, he has got that thing on a rail right now. The only part of it sneaking away from Windham, almost a second advantage. Emerson Axum looking tough here, Tony, at Kokomo.
I'll tell you who I can't keep my eye off of right now. The 97 from Lubbock, Texas, Brenham Crouch. As soon as we talk about him, he gets up in the fluff, tags the wall, and goes for a huge ride. Not a surprise. He was ripping the top, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a look at it. Crouch just enters so wide at the top of one and then just digs that right rear into the soft stuff. And at that point, it's like you said, he's along for the ride. He's got a long way to go, but he's out front early on in this one. Does a little wheel stand at the line. We're back to racing.
Once again, deja vu all over again. Just about the same move for Wyndham, unable to make it stick again. Axum will sneak away down the back straightaway. Now we got a couple of guys sticking all four above the fluff, and we get another lap in, Tony.
Boy, Ethan Mitchell, you talked about him. He's got Logan Seavey working down on his inside. That's for the 5th position on track. Mitchell keeps his foot in the gas as he's going to go to work on Chase Randall. Mitchell picks up a position. He goes to P4.
Oh, and McIntosh got around Big Daddy as well. So McIntosh at second. So youngsters, Tony, 1-2 right now, early in the going. The Axum, the story of the night right now, Tony. Comfortable advantage. We'll see what it is at the line. This time over McIntosh, who's got to deal with Wyndham. 1.91 second, almost a 2-second gap.
Just past the halfway point in this one, Rob. Cannon McIntosh running in second. Chris Wyndham right there behind him in third as they start to work through lap traffic. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. Wyndham almost got hung up right there behind slower traffic. McIntosh rebounding after a tough weekend at the home race in Port City a few weeks ago. He's running second. Oh, Wyndham gets crossed up in the fluff, and he's going to bounce off of Chase Randall. Wyndham down a spot. Axum makes his way into turns 3 and 4. When he gets to the other side, he'll see the white flag waving. Remember, this driver's career high finish with the National Midgets was a 5th place back in Florida. He has led nearly the entire race here in this one tonight. He set sail into 3 and 4 for the final time. The checkered flag waves, and Axum becomes a first-time winner with the NOS Energy Drink National Midgets here at Kokomo.
Through his first 5 USAC National Midget starts in 2021, Chris Wyndham had finished second once, third twice, and fourth on one other occasion. Standing in front of the gates of victory, but unable to pick the lock, as fate would have it, the reigning series champ just needed to head back to the site of his most recent victory 14 races prior, to where he's a past track champ and a frequent winner of sprint car and midget races for the past decade and a half. Home sweet home, aka Kokomo Speedway.
Maybe on lap number 2, Pursley's coming to call it.
Dason Pursley, your 3rd place starter on the inside of row 2, uses the inside line to his advantage. He works the bottom, the catfish line as you call it, Rob. He's got a good run out of 2, but Wyndham keeps it wound up top.
Oh, good stuff here early in the going to top and bottom, almost dead even at the line. Give it to the 71 on lap number 3.
Man, Tanner Thorson not wasting any time after starting back in row 4. He now finds himself in P3. Great shot right there as they dance side by side through turn 3. Pursley's going to lead this one.
It is hot potato up front of the field, but Minden, Nevada's Tanner Thorson rolling up the sleeves. Tony going to work on the bottom side of the racetrack, but now Wyndham will rally on the top side. Once again through 3 and 4, he's going to put a slider on Wyndham. Wyndham crosses him over.
Yeah, Chris Wyndham living free, dying hard up on the top. Now he pulls the left-hander, goes right back down to the bottom, and sprays young Dason Pursley with some Kokomo dirt here. Pursley and Wyndham are going to swap lines as Pursley will go back down to the bottom here, and Tanner Thorson is just sitting, waiting, and watching.
And KTJ on the move now. He'll run into the 4th spot with the P3 cars. Meanwhile, the 67 of Kofoid starting to get to the top, and we got a new leader again in yellow.
Yellow flag waves as trouble on the back straightaway. So Wyndham ready to go as the green flag is back in the air, and we resume racing here at Kokomo. Wyndham brings them down, Pursley in second, but Thorson wants to go to work early here on the 71. There you see Thorson. Oh, that car almost rotates a bit too much, and he's going to open the door for KTJ.
Yeah, good restart for Big Daddy. He'll sneak away a little bit. He bobbled on the bottom side. Now Pursley got up on the bike a little bit, and it's going to cost him now as the fastest chicken, as you like to say. Now he makes a cushion. It's getting gnarly out here.
Mesereau down on the inside in the 7X. JG finally has to give away. Grant will pull a big left-hander and try to drive underneath. Look at Axum slicing and dicing through traffic here in P6. One goes up and over. That's Dason Pursley. Red flag on the speedway.
Oh, yes, big ride over there. That was a hard tumble over there as he was trying to work the top side, and it bit him over there in turns 1 and 2.
Chris Wyndham, what do you say? Let's go racing. They go back to green flag conditions.
Oh, Big Daddy on the hammer right to the bottom once again. The 67, Kofoid, the only one to tiptoe the top side off turn number 2 on the restart. He may have something up there, Tony. He's got that 67 wound up, and he's trying to cut into the top 3. The Pine Grove, California racer's got something figured out. He's coming to the front.
Absolutely. He is reeling in third place. KTJ reeling in. Heck, he's caught him, and he's trying to throw him out of the boat. He goes after Tanner Thorson now. Boy, Kofoid likes the top. He's banging that cushion right now.
Absolutely. He's figured out 4 now. Now he'll pin the ears back on the 67 and try to run down Chris Wyndham.
This is it. Chris Wyndham, your reigning NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series champion. He's been close this year, kicked off the season with a pair of podiums. He's been working for his first victory of the season, and Big Daddy will score the win here on night 2 of the Kokomo Grand Prix. Chris Wyndham, your winner.
From the drop of the green flag until his drop to the ground in his post-race celebration, Thomas Meserol captivated the audience with a wildly entertaining Indiana Midget Week opener Thursday night at Paragon Speedway. T-Mez charged from his 12th starting position to deliver a dramatic last push for victory, while also delivering an encore performance of unintentional physical comedy in his victory celebration.
On trips around this 3/8 of a mile speedway in Paragon, Indiana, Logan Seavey from 4th up to 3rd. Oh, Grant stumbles coming out of 2. He opens the door. McIntosh walks right through.
He said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that opening. Go for it." That bubble by Justin Grant, and that was the opening that Thomas Meserol needed, and he goes to the top, and characteristically, Thomas Meserol is going to go to the whip.
As we near 5 laps to go, Paragon Speedway is racing beautifully here tonight to kick off Indiana Midget Week. Cannon McIntosh has led so much of this race, but I said it early, Pat, Thomas Meserol might just have something for the kids tonight. He's got 5 laps to go next time by to reel in McIntosh.
Well, in Ocala, he said, "I'm the oldest driver in the field when I won." And he's going to try to say that again, and I'm telling you, he's got him in the crosshairs.
Thomas Meserol sees the open extended hand from Chief Starter. 5 laps to go. Meserol almost draws even with him out of 2. McIntosh stays in the throttle. They head to 3 and 4. Meserol's been so smart here, Pat. He's been switching his lines up, but he looks to be better in 1 and 2.
He slides it in turn number 1. Let's see how quickly he can get off at 2.
He gets in the gas so quick out of corner number 2. He's beating Cannon McIntosh to the throttle by maybe 20, 30 feet, and it's really showing on the racetrack. He's getting closer and closer every lap.
If we look ahead, if there's time, traffic may be the issue. They are side by side.
Thomas Meserol is not giving up, but neither is the young man, Cannon McIntosh. They come around to see the sticks. 2 laps to go here, Pat.
Who thinks that Thomas Meserol might try to ride the lip in 3 and 4 and make it happen? He just may try to ride the rail. He's that kind of racer.
Cannon McIntosh has been solid all year. He's finished 2nd at Kokomo. He's looking for his first win. T-Mez, Thomas Meserol, he's already got a victory here in 2021, but neither one of them care one bit about any of that. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into 3. They'll shoot out of 4. McIntosh has got to play defense. T-Mez gets in the gas. T-Mez wins night 1 of Midget Week.
Oh, baby.
That is Paragon Speedway Racing. There he is, folks. Let him hear it. Night 1 belongs to T-Mez, Thomas Meserol.
Oh, and he goes down. The king of Aha Land stuck the landing. The Russian judge gives him a 9.9.
They say you only get one shot at making a first impression. In the ensuing moments after his first career Indiana Midget Week victory on Friday night, Buddy Kofoid let it be known that his initial impression of his first visit to Bloomington Speedway was that it was now on his personal list of favorite racetracks. It became clear to see why after round 2 of the series.
He gets up in the soft stuff through 1 and 2. He's going to give way down to the inside. That's Buddy Kofoid, your national championship point leader. Goes from 4th up to 3rd, but Chris Wyndham is trying to get real gone early here, Brad. A position.
Good move right there for Kevin Thomas Jr. Kofoid again, this time has a lot stronger move. Buddy Kofoid, but at the line, it'll go back to the NOS Energy Drink car with Chris Wyndham. So let's see if Wyndham chooses this time to use the high to low line. Yes, there he goes. He says, I'm taking that spot away from you. You're going to pass me. You're going to have to pass me on the outside.
What a beautiful pass Buddy Kofoid orchestrated. He's going to try it here in 1 and 2. He slides right up, almost takes the nose off Wyndham. Wyndham turns down back to the left. He drives back around Kofoid. They're side by side, slideways through 3 and 4. Wyndham back to the point.
They're not the only one that's sideways. Tony up here beside me is getting all kinds of body gyrations going on. He just looks like the midgets right now.
Gyrations, that's a $10 word in Scrabble. Kofoid comes right back to the tail tank of Wyndham. Kofoid takes a look way down on the inside in 1 and 2. He goes back to the lead. Wyndham cranks it to the left once again. He's so good on corner entry into 3, Brad. Wyndham is making all of his money right there.
Right there, and again, Wyndham leads at the start-finish line, tries to take the spot away from Kofoid, leaves him just enough room. I think that might be the move that allows Buddy Kofoid to stay out front for a couple of laps. Wyndham will take a deep breath and make another charge.
This is great driving. It's smart driving, and it's aggressive driving by Michael Buddy Kofoid. He is showing all of us right now why he's the National Midget Championship point leader. Chris Wyndham, you're defending Midget Champion. Well, green flag flies. We saw Wyndham nail a great restart last time. He'll go down to the bottom. Wyndham will ride the top. Wyndham makes the high side, the quick side. He leaves Wyndham in the back straightaway. Kevin Thomas Jr. right behind them. And Brad, look at how those front 3 have just taken off from 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's Brady Bacon, Bryant Wiedemann, and Tanner Thorson.
Chris Wyndham saw Kevin Thomas Jr. down on the bottom in 3 and 4, saw how quick KTJ was, and that's where he's gone now. So Wyndham has totally changed his line. It hasn't helped him close on Buddy Kofoid at this point, but maybe it'll work with 1 lap to go. As Pat will often say, it is not over. It is not over. Here we go. What's going to happen in these final 3 laps?
Wyndham continues to work the bottom as hard as he can. Now he goes to the top. He needs to find something to reel in Buddy Kofoid. He's not really losing. He's not getting picked up on by KTJ, but nobody seems to have anything to lasso and reel in that 67.
Well, the youngsters looks to be in line to pick up a win here at Bloomington. Buddy Kofoid. We'll see Brian Hottie's white flag as he comes out at turn number 4. Got a quarter mile to a checkered flag.
The white flag waves. 1 lap to go for your national championship point leader. He won on night number 1 back at Bubba Raceway Park in February. He won on night number 1 of the T-Town Midget Showdown. He's going to win on night number 2 of Indiana Midget Week. Buddy Kofoid scores the win at Bloomington.
As the lone past Indiana Midget Week champion in Lawrenceburg's lineup, Logan Seavey knows all too well what it takes to compete and win during the most intense and busy weeks of USAC National Midget Racing. The win was a long time coming for the 2019 Indiana Midget Week champ, who hadn't won a series feature since that same season.
Turn number 4, Chris Wyndham looks like he's going to lead lap number 1.
That's Logan Seavey going to work on the high side here. Tom Malloy's driver out of Sutter, California, gets shot out of a cannon down the back straightaway. Moves Seavey to the point. Wyndham's going to go to work back down on the inside. Team S continues to work the top. You got a pair of West Coasters trying to ride the wave up high, but Wyndham shuts Team S up. Team S says, that's all right. I'll go right back down low. Meserol up to second.
Justin Grant and Buddy Kofoid are trading sliders back there around the 4th spot. Here goes Wyndham back to the inside of Team S, retaking the second spot. Here comes crossover move for the 7X of Team S. Everybody chasing Logan Seavey.
The 47 BC of Corey Day, your Fat Eds Eyewear Quick Time Award winner, was making moves there just about a lap ago. He slipped back about 3 spots. Logan Seavey comes down a complete lap, another lap. There's Wyndham, there's Meserol. Good fight right there between your national championship point leader. Meserol goes for a ride over in 1 and 2. Oh, and KTJ's going to tag him at the very end there. Red flag on the speedway. Back and forth, back and forth. Michael Buddy Kofoid, your Indiana Midget Week point leader, sits right there in that white and blue car in the 4th position. He's starting to reel in Big Daddy, Chris Wyndham. This is a 2-car race for second. It's about to become a 3-car race.
Absolutely, Buddy Kofoid just waiting for either Wyndham or Grant to make any sort of move, but right now, Grant and Wyndham are really putting on a heck of a show, with it looks like Wyndham retaking the 2nd spot right now for the time. Kofoid could not even try to make a move. They're passing around the 5th spot. Here goes Kofoid, though, looking to the inside. He slides up in front of slides up in front of Seavey. Seavey back to the top spot.
Kofoid throws a big bomb because that's what Michael Buddy Kofoid does, but Logan Seavey will not be denied here tonight at Lawrenceburg Speedway. 5 laps to go. This time by, Seavey stays perfect.
I got a little excited there on that last lap because nobody had been able to do that to Logan Seavey. But Logan Seavey said, I just checked you out a little bit there. And he retook the top spot, and he is pulling away. 1 car slowing here on the front stretch. Looks like the 1NZ of Hayden Williams is slowing.
Heartbreak for the driver from Auckland, New Zealand. Meanwhile, the driver from Sutter, California, has 4 trips around the 3/8 mile. Big banks of Lawrenceburg Speedway left to be perfect. He makes his way down through 3 out of 4. 3 laps remain here in this one. Chad Seavey driving away from Michael Buddy Kofoid.
Buddy Kofoid is trying to Mount up one last challenge. Right now, though, it doesn't seem to be going the right direction. Chris Wyndham still running third. Justin Grant back there in fourth.
They come off of turn number 4, 28 laps complete. They see the sticks. 2 laps to go here. Last time by, Michael Buddy Kofoid 7/10 of a second behind Logan Seavey. Chris Wyndham is there in third. I'm not sure if he's close enough to make anything happen. Kofoid takes one more look down on the inside of 3 and 4, but the white flag will wave here. And I don't know if anybody's got anything for Logan Seavey. They haven't had anything for him all night. He had heartbreak happen to him back at Kokomo at the T-Town Midget Showdown. The car fell apart after a red flag. It won't fall apart. It'll stay perfect. Seavey wins night number 3 of Indiana Midget Week here at the Burr.
As if you needed any more indication that Kyle Cummins practically owns Tri-State Speedway, the Princeton, Indiana driver was there to cement that fact in round 4 of Indiana Midget Week as the 6-time USAC Sprint Car winner at the track reiterated that fact with a first career USAC National Midget triumph in just his 17th career series start.
Pursley, yes he does. Cummins leads the opening lap. But Dason Pursley not giving up. He continues to rally on the high side. Pursley not giving an inch. Cummins gets a bit more speed through 3 and 4. He slides up. Pursley hip checks him. Move Dason back to the front spot. So Pursley regains the top spot. Kyle Cummins says, I'm not going anywhere. He throws it right back down to the inside. Rolls up on a little bit of the slick, slides up wide. This time he has much better control of the field. And now in third position, reeling these top 2 leaders in. Driver of the 0-8 for Dave Mack Motorsports. Here comes Cannon McIntosh. Remember, McIntosh looked so good on night number 1 at Paragon. He doesn't look too bad here tonight in Hofstadt. Man, Cummins now has swapped completely. He works the high side, and it's going to give him the advantage over pole sitter and GSP Quality Driving Performance Award winner Dason Pursley as they work down the front straightaway. Another lap complete. Got the top lane cut off for him for just a moment. Wyndham works through the middle. Man, Pursley is riding high, wide, and handsome here around the tops of the corners at Tri-State Speedway, and it looks to work out for him. Move Dason Pursley up to the second position around Big Daddy Chris Wyndham. And watch out because Jason McDougal is starting to wind that number 4 up around the outside. McDougal trying to get real gone. He started 15th in this one. He's up 10 positions to the 5th spot as they run. They come down to see 7 laps to go. Wyndham's found his way back around Dason Pursley, but now the 2 of them are jammed up behind race leader Kyle Cummins. Cummins can set the pace of this race however he wants to do that. If it's quick, or if he wants to back these guys up a little bit and then try to take off with a few laps to go. He's driving this race completely differently than you drive a sprint car race. It's full attack all the time. You just have to go, go, go. 5 laps to go, this time by Thomas Meserol. Dason Pursley battle for the final spot on the podium. Man, you can't say enough about Jason McDougal, though. Started this race in the 15th position. Drake York told us to watch him. Drake York was right. Jason McDougal trying to get around. Team has Thomas Meserol for the 4th position. And if he can do that, who knows? McDougal might have the speed to try and make something happen. Meserol, Pursley side by side. This might not end well. Meserol works down on the bottom. Pursley stays up high. 3 laps to go this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cars all over each other in the front. Kevin Thomas Jr. works to the inside of Jason McDougal. 28 laps down. 2 to go. They see the sticks. This time by. Don't count out Chris Wyndham. Hey, there's Thomas Meserol as well. Lap and a half to go. Chris Wyndham, let's call it 2 car lengths back from Kyle Cummins. White flag waves. Cummins, a sprint car guy by trade, decided to give it a try here in Indiana Midget Week 2021. He's got a couple veterans right behind him. Meserol gonna try and slide Wyndham for second, but it's Cummins going back to back here tonight at Hofstadt.
After 2 fast qualifying times in the first half of Indiana Midget Week, a brief glimpse of Corey Day's potential was noticeably evident, and soon it would become Day's night. At 15 years, 6 months, and 12 days old, Day became, at the time, the youngest feature winner in USAC National Midget history with a sterling performance in the series debut at Circle City Raceway. However, a close call while navigating the final turns of the final lap nearly spoiled what was a flawless performance.
Music video farther on back there, bumping and grinding for the 5th, 6th, and 7th position. Kaylee Bryson rolling up in the 3rd position in this race. She's hard-working great right there trying to get around Kevin Thomas Jr.
Interestingly enough, finally some other drivers jumped to the high side. that have been all Corey Day in the early going.
Wow, look at Michael Buddy Kofoid wearing out. That should be the 97 of Brenham Crouch. The teammates, Keith's kids, working around turns 3 and 4. Kofoid's going to try and send it. Boy, he goes around. He goes around right in the middle of Crouch and Chris Windham. Oh my. Corey Day brings them back to the NOS restart can. Green flag waves. Racing resumes here at Circle City.
And he hit the button and took off, did Corey Day. Kevin Thomas Jr. still content to ride the bottom. I think it's a good run into turn 3.
Man, keep an eye right here, Pat. I do believe that's the 97 of Brenham Crouch. Yes, it is. Crouch is committing big time to the high line. It almost bites him right there as he goes around, but he keeps his foot in the throttle. He's going to rip around for 4th. Can he get Kaylee Bryson for 3rd? That's teammates racing right now.
Right now, we've got a high-low confrontation. Kevin Thomas Jr. is convinced that bottom is ultimately going to work and has a little advantage now going into turn 3.
Corey Day got up on the bike for just a moment right there. The 2 wheels didn't really get up in the air, but he went for a ride at the exit of turn number 2. That opens the door for Kevin Thomas Jr. But Corey Day is so good around the top, Pat.
Here at Circle City, he defends a little bit in the middle that time by. I think he just wants to get a good gap before he goes back to working that risky yet very fast high line. Kevin Thomas Jr. slides up. He's just been passed by his teammate at Petrie Motorsports, Emerson Axum. Now up to 2nd. Thomas Jr. struggles to find his footing. There he goes. Now he has it. Yellow flags waved. Meserol stopped over in turn number 2. Corey Day restarts, but Emerson Axum wants a piece of the lead. Axum works right down around the bottom. He draws even with Corey Day. Move Axum up for the lead. Corey Day answers right back by going down to the inside. It's a spot on the track he's not familiar with, but it works for him. Corey Day resumes the race lead. And everywhere in between here at Circle City. Emerson Axum now back to the lead. Corey Day resumes that spot as they continue to throw elbows here in Indianapolis. Of Tanner Thorson, and then he'll set his sights on Kaylee Bryson. Meanwhile, up front, Corey Day continues to lead laps. Trouble over in 3 and 4, upside down. Kofoid, oh no.
As you get out front, you work really hard, but then trouble continues to pop up farther back behind. Green flag waves, 2 trips around Indiana's newest racetrack are all that remain for Corey Day. He's been really good through 4 nights of action with Indiana Midget Week. Here on night number 5 has been no different. He comes off of turn number 4. White flag waves. The young man from Clovis, California, driving the 2nd car for Clausen Marshall Racing here in Indiana Midget Week. 2 Fatheads Eyewear Quick Time Awards. Well, he's about to add a feature victory to his resume if he can keep his foot in it, and he does. Corey Day wins.
A less than ideal first half of Indiana Midget Week led to a vent of frustration for Tanner Thorson in a desire to right the ship for the second half. Thorson went to work in the 2 off days between races and pieced together a new ride where a newly constructed chassis delivered satisfyingly familiar results.
Teammate Thorson leads him through 3 out of 4. He'll work the opening lap, but KTJ on the outside, Jason Pursley to the inside. They're trying to get up to the top 5 as quick as they can.
Kevin Thomas Jr. trying to move into the 3rd position. Clean and green thus far in the early going.
Boy, Tanner Thorson working on driving away. Chase Randall holding solidly in 2nd. Kevin Thomas Jr. in 3rd, but Dason Pursley trying to walk the dog on the top. He gets a run, but KTJ covers him. That makes Pursley look back down to the inside. That's Axum. Apologies, Emerson Axum. It's the Petrie Motorsports teammates going side by side for 3rd. Tanner Thorson trying to hold off the rest of the field to get his 2nd win in 2021. Dason Pursley and Emerson Axum are the young guns right behind him. Pursley cuts Axum off on the entry into 3, says, sorry, bro, but you get it. They work the high side as they'll set sail and try to reel in Tanner Thorson.
Oh, big slider there, and Buddy Kofoid now is going to try to join that party in the 67 machine. Not quite the advantage that Thorson had before.
7 laps remaining here. Buddy Kofoid, Cannon McIntosh work nearly side by side last time through 3 and 4. McIntosh has a small moment in the middle of 1 and 2. That allows Buddy Kofoid to open up a little bit of breathing room. Tanner Thorson not exactly driving away despite the side by side battle right behind him between Pursley and Emerson Axum. 5 to go at the line.
And last time by, Dason Pursley got a good run off of turn number 4. They'll try to rock it downhill right there.
They make their way underneath the stripe. 5 laps to go in this one. McDougal and Corey Day having a good go of it down into turns 1 and 2. Boy, big moment on the top of the second corner between Pursley and Emerson Axum. 4 laps to go. This time by Thorson starting to drive away. It's a 3-car battle for second.
Yeah, that bobble by Jason Pursley in 2 killed his chances to win. Save we go yellow. But here comes Tanner Thorson.
Only a few laps remaining in this one. Tanner Thorson sees 3 laps remaining. That's going to be Emerson Axum continuing to try to slide his buddy. That's Jason Pursley down on the bottom. Emerson Axum up on the top. They'll see the sticks this time by Pat. Only 2 laps left.
Big advantage for Tanner Thorson as he goes down the back straightaway.
Man, Kevin Thomas Jr. has done a phenomenal job at making up a lot of positions. The white flag waves. 1 lap left here on night number 6 of Indiana Midget Week. Pat, so far, we've had 5 races, 5 different winners, 5 different teams. Well, night number 6 give us winner number 6 from team number 6. Tanner Thorson wins it at Lincoln Park Speedway.
Entering the penultimate round of Indiana Midget Week at Gas City, all the chatter revolved around who could step up and carry on the streak that had a different driver and team winning a USAC National Midget feature in 8 consecutive races. Buddy Kofoid and Keith Coons Kerbag Janey Motorsports put the kibosh on that discussion, placing a period on the streak and writing their own exclamation point with a wire-to-wire victory.
Hasn't given up, not an inch down on the inside, and then there's your Indiana Midget Week points leader. Jason Pursley working in 3rd. He'll try to carry the speed around the high side here. And then right behind him, who else but Emerson Axum, the driver that we saw battle with him. 3 wide right behind them for what would be the 5th position on track. Kaylee Bryson and Cannon McIntosh split the number 97 of Brenham Crouch. Crouch is going to tail those 2 as they head into turns 1 and 2. Wow, it is a little rough up there on the top. Brenham Crouch finds that out for himself. He'll get his arrow pointed in the right direction, back down the back straightaway. Wow, Buddy Kofoid driving away from them here. Jason McDougall, we go back to green flag racing. Grant, nope, it's not going to work. He pulls off the back straightaway. Grant's race is done. Fight for second. Up front, that's Emerson Axum and Jason McDougal side by side down the back straightaway. Emerson Axum, the young man from Cleveland, Indiana, has got that Peachtree Motorsports number 15 wound up. And then that looks like Cannon McIntosh getting a little close for comfort there with his Oklahoma neighbor, Jason McDougal. And then another Okie, Jason Pursley from Locust Grove, is going to roll up on that battle. Pursley running in the 5th position right now, trying to get around Cannon McIntosh, who's in 4th, farther on back, Corey Day. And who's that? Brenham Crouch in the 97. Crouch 4 wheels up and over the cushion. He's off-roading, but he gets it right back on. It'll be our first repeat winner of Indiana Midget Week. Oh man, big moment right there for Brenham Crouch as he gets up for a moment through 3 and 4. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. Inside of 5 to go. As I'm saying, Buddy Kofoid, he's got to hold on here and he could be our first repeat winner. Jason McDougal trying to clear lap traffic himself. That's Ethan Mitchell. Boy, McDougal all over the tail tank. Works down on the inside. McDougal clears Mitchell. Looking for any other big battles out on the track right now. Emerson Axum runs in 3rd. Your point leader, Jason Pursley, is in 5th behind Logan Seavey. Seavey rips off of turn number 4. He's got a healthy margin over Jason Pursley. That's the battle. Jason Pursley in 5th. Cannon McIntosh in 6th. They'll see 2 to go next time by. Pursley able to keep McIntosh behind him. This one's nearing the end, folks. Buddy Kofoid's been solid all Indiana Midget Week long. If you just remove that flip at Circle City Raceway, white flag waves. Kofoid, half of a lap away from his 2nd victory in Indiana Midget Week competition. Kofoid down the back straightaway, into 3, out of 4. Michael Buddy Kofoid wins night number 7 of Indiana Midget Week here at Gas City I-69 Speedway.
With 8 nights of racing over a 10-night span, the lengthiest and most rigorous Indiana Midget Week schedule in the 17-year history of the series bled into another day following a rain delay that pushed Saturday's finale at Kokomo into the early hours of Sunday. For race winner Chris Wyndham, the agonizing wait couldn't end soon enough after enduring 3 consecutive nights of misery before prevailing at Kokomo for the 2nd time with the series in as many months. Amid a block of 8 races night after night, it takes a lot of good fortune fortune to avoid any missteps or heartaches, Buddy Kofoid was not immune. But as the lone multi-time winner of the series, he dug his way back to the top to score his first Indiana Midget Week title and the 6th for Keith Kuhn's Curb-Agjanian Motorsports.
As he goes after Logan Seavey. Seavey looks strong, but Grant has definitely found some speed in the middle. But boy, you talk about speed. Chris Wyndham lifting those front Hoosier tires up on the exit of both 4 and turn 2 these last couple of laps. Justin Grant has caught up to Logan Seavey. Seavey bobbles up at the top of 3. That opens the door. Grant comes through, but it's Wyndham who now Grant has to contend with. Not for second, but for the race lead. This is good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Right up at the front. Nobody has slowed down here. Wyndham on the inside, Grant on the outside. And man, I don't think there's a track that Justin Grant enjoys racing at more than Kokomo Speedway. If there is, he hasn't told me about it. Came out here back on the Sunday night after the Indianapolis 500, and Grant absolutely took it to him in the 410 sprint car race. He's trying to do the same here on the finale of Indiana Midget Week 2021. That battle for the lead is not slowing down. Chris Wyndham not giving up an inch. Corey Day all trying to take something away from each other. Battle for the lead continues. Chris Wyndham working down on the bottom. Wyndham trying to lead this time by. He had the top spot when they crossed the stripe last time, and he does it again. Wyndham remains out front. They've seen the cross flags right there. 15 down, 15 to go. And this is classic Kokomo Speedway racing. Clean and green, nice and wide, battles for position all over the racetrack. Google pulls up alongside Emerson Axum, trying to carry as much speed as he can through the middle. Oh man, Jason McDougall just driving that number 4 for Robert Dalby through the middle. And he continues to keep it wound up just a lane higher than Emerson Axum. Wyndham, your leader, 1 on night number 2. Axum, who's trying to hold on for 3rd, 1 on night number 1. White flag waves. Can Chris Wyndham hold on to go back to back here at Kokomo Speedway? He's got less than a lap to do it. The race behind him for 2nd, heating up as Justin Grant has held it. He's going to try and hold it, but down through 3, out of 4. Chris Wyndham wins the Indiana Midget Week finale.
Jason Pursley had made 46 previous starts in his USAC National Midget career coming into Tuesday Night Thunder's Mid-America Midget Week opener at Red Dirt Raceway. Close calls and laps led. He'd certainly had his share, but on this night, his 47th career series start wound up quite differently as the native Oklahoman won his first one for the home crowd.
Tuesday night, Kaylee Bryson is going to get around to lead lap number 1. Great rip around the high side for the young lady from Muskogee, Oklahoma, but Jonathan Beeson not missing a beat down on the inside. They're stacked up 2 wide, 2 rows deep.
Ethan Mitchell a little further back in that QRC-sponsored 19M. He made a move underneath the quickest chicken early on from the top side out of turn number 2, and he's been rolling the top side ever since. He's about in that 8th position right now, sticking to the top when a lot of the cars are going down to the bottom.
It's a traditional quarter-mile drag race all the way around this Red Dirt Raceway in Meeker, Oklahoma. Kaylee Bryson, well, which lane did she pick? The lane up top. Jonathan Beeson, he's working right down on the bottom. But Beeson better get on his horse and ride here because he's got Coleman, Alabama's Kevin Thomas Jr. continually getting closer and closer and closer. If you're Jonathan Beeson, what do you worry about more, Kaylee Bryson or KTJ?
Right now, you're just making sure your car can rotate through the corners as well as it can. He's liking the bottom right now, seems to be better, and he can see Bryson come up right there on his outside down the back straightaway, but he's got to run his line where his car feels the best, and that's where he's sticking on the bottom.
Hey, don't count out Jason Pursley. KTJ tries to shoehorn his way into the race lead as he tried to dive into the exit of turn number 4.
Top side and almost got around Pursley, and now Bryson with some issues in the 71. She bobbled a little bit, and then some smoke came out of that 71 car.
Her biggest issue right now is the driver from Coleman, Alabama, Kevin Thomas Jr. just does not get off the bottom, and he's able to go to the lead.
Positions there, cracking into the top 5 in the white and blue 8J.
Man, Jason Pursley, he is riding the high side right now. Kevin Thomas Jr. knows what works. He's got over 300 career starts with the USAC National Midgets, so he's not going to go away from what he knows. He's not going to be quick to change things up. He's going to stay right down there on the bottom. He's going to continue to work it, but Jason Pursley, well, he's working it himself right around the high side, and just as I say that, Bryant, KTJ now switches things up. He works to the high side.
And just a couple positions back, a driver you mentioned a couple times has multiple top 5 finishes here. He's just a spot outside Jerry Coons Jr., rolling the bottom 2 spots behind KTJ.
Man, he was scheduled to start in the 18th position after all the jumbling and Bryant Wiedemann's flip. I'm not positive exactly where Jerry started this race, but he was well out of the top 15, and he's fighting to get his 4th consecutive top 5 finish here at Red Dirt Raceway. Field's going to come around here to see 3 laps to go, and by field, I mean race leader Dason Pursley. He's out in front of Kevin Thomas Jr. The deficit now nearly 2 full seconds. KTJ back down low. He's got Zach Dahm behind him in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. A good fight as Jonathan Beeson licks the stamp and sends it up top. It's going to jump out and bite him. Chris Windham and Justin Grant slice through. That's going to give Chris Windham 4th and Justin Grant the 5th spot. Dason Pursley makes his way out of turn number 4. He'll see the white flag waving, the Locust Grove home state racer. He was so consistent during Indiana Midget Week. He's going to kick off Mid-America Midget Week with a win right here on the red dirt in Meeker, Oklahoma. Dason Pursley's your winner.
Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Tanner Thorson spent the week going through the car over and over, squaring the car no less than 20 times, scaling, chassis dyno, you name it. Everything in his power to get his car better, and it showed. After making 3 consecutive attempts that brought him closer and closer to the lead, Thorson's diligence paid off near the conclusion of the 10th running of the Chad McDaniel Memorial at Solomon Valley Raceway.
Hugging the inside of that 0H tail tank. Thorson takes another good look at it this time. Boy, he takes a big look at it, but both of them slide up on the exit of 4. Thorson able to wrestle the spot away, but McIntosh comes right back at him down in 1 and 2. Thorson says, that's all right. I don't mind doing a little bit of side-by-side racing, my dude. And all this has allowed Kevin Thomas Jr. to reel right up. KTJ in that 5th position has got a great view of both Thorson and McIntosh racing side by side. KTJ trying to break it up. He's trying to say hi now. He's trying to say bye. He's got around McIntosh, as so does Kaylee Bryson in the 71K. Wow, Emerson Axum just had the best restart he's had all night. He goes to the bottom, he slides up, he's going to try and lead. They're nearly 3 wide. Axum takes over the top spot. Buddy Copeland works right back out on the inside, but no, Emerson Axum gets on the loud pedal, and he is real gone right now. He leads 1 more lap. Emerson Axum had the restart of the night right there. He chased Buddy Kofoid through 1 and 2, down the backstretch, and then threw it all the way into turn 3. And you want to talk about a slider that's stuck? It's stuck and then some. Buddy Kofoid trying to recover now as he finds himself battling with Justin Grant and Cannon McIntosh for the 5th spot. Thorson just keeps trying to go down low. Just keeps trying to go down low. Farther back, Justin Grant has gotten up to the 3rd position. JG started this one back in 9th. Grant continuing to pick him up, put him down, and now there's been a pass for the lead. Tanner Thorson around Emerson Axum. Thorson leads 1 more time. Green flag's gonna wave. Justin Grant has worked solidly from the 9th position all the way up to 3rd. He is in a good spot now as he's going to try and go get 2nd from Emerson Axum. But as the white flag waves, the field works their way down the back straightaway. He won at Port City. He dominated at Lincoln Park. He's going to steal one from him here tonight. Thorson wins it in Kansas.
With his engine steaming in victory lane, Tanner Thorson estimated he had barely cracked the throttle throughout the 30-lap duration of the Midwest Midget Championship opener at Jefferson County. The same could be said for Thorson himself, who has used the Midsummer Mid-America Midget Week to bring the heat to the USAC National Midget Tour and becoming the first driver with the series to win on back-to-back nights in 2021.
Starting the 4th spot, he's up to 3rd. He's stalking right behind the top 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. already having a much better night than he did last night. Big trouble over in turn number 3. Couple drivers getting together upside down. The red flag waves. Let's take a look at it one more time here. We were watching the battle for the lead. Yeah, wow. McDougal and Coons Jr. making contact, and Jerry got the worst of it, certainly. But Tanner Thorson trying to go back-to-back here tonight in Mid-America. Oh, trouble. Huge stack up right here coming out of turn number 4. Was watching the leaders take off down in turn number 1, but we have got an absolute parking lot in turn number 4. Thorson coming to the NOS restart can. We're green. We're racing. Now I know to keep my eye on the tail of the pack here to make sure everybody gets away cleanly, and they do. Lap number 2 coming to an end finally here. He slows down as he catches up to the back of Kaylee Bryson. Thorson trying to switch up his line here, figuring out where he's going to go. Kevin Thomas Jr., Chris Wyndham getting closer and closer every set of corners. Thorson now to the inside of Bryson. He clears her, puts a car between he and second place, Kevin Thomas Jr. Thorson working the bottom now. He's going to roll right up on Kyle Jones. Click another one off. Thorson slicing through the lap traffic here. He'll set his sights next on Tyler Thomas in the 91T. Yes, it is the 91T, and Kevin Thomas is all but there. Thorson about to get fed up with fellow Okie Tyler Thomas. Thorson's going to have to go here. He's got to make a move because Kevin Thomas Jr. is now right alongside when they get to corner entry over in turn 1. Tyler Thomas is involved in his own battle, though, because that's Jason McDougal. You got 3 Oklahoma racers side by side. Thorson finally clears him. He uses Thomas as a pick. JT gets held up. They're going to see 6 to go at the line. I told you, when Tanner Thorson gets hot, he gets red hot. Last night, he scored his 3rd main event victory in the 2021 season. He's going to go back-to-back here in Mid-America. Thorson wins night number 1 here in Fairbury.
As a rookie making just his 3rd career USAC National Midget start a year ago at Fairbury, Nebraska's Jefferson County Speedway, Emerson Axum made his initial statement in the series by leading until 3 laps to go before finishing as the runner-up. Since that time, Axum has progressed and gained an entire year of experience on the tour, but never let that particular race slip from his memory bank with the thought that if he had the chance to get that one back, he'd be the winner this time around.
Sets a feverish pace on the outside. Axum slides up. Seavey crosses him back under. Seavey gets credit for leading lap number 2. Axum goes to work through the middle of 1 and 2. Good action right up here as Seavey's going to make Axum go down around the inside. Not sure if that's the preferred line for Emerson Axum or not, but he's doing good. Seavey leads another lap, but Emerson Axum carries a ton of speed that time through. Seavey stays right at home, crosses him back over, leads another lap. Justin Grant, meanwhile, back in 3rd. Wow, Emerson Axum rolled right up on the tail tank of Tom Malloy's number 25 that Logan Seavey is driving. Good teammate Emerson Axum not giving up that high side, and KT's not taking it easy on him. Axum, though, holds on to 2nd. KT back to 3rd. Chris Wyndham works the bottom over in turns 3 and 4. And this is allowing Michael Buddy Kofoid, who started this race in 15th position, to go from 5th to 4th, now to 3rd. Kofoid on the podium. KT gets back around him, though. KT in 3rd, but Kofoid works down low. Going to drift up on the exit of 2, and KT keeps his foot in it. This is the fight for 3rd on track. KT in that yellow and black gray auto, sponsor number 5, has the final step on the podium. What a drive for Buddy Kofoid. You know, we get so focused on these leaders that we never see the guys that get buried at the green flag work their way back up. But Buddy Kofoid is now plus 11 as he's up to 4th. Gets crossed up on the exit of 2. Has to jump out of it for just a moment. Chris Wyndham slides him up in 4. Kofoid gets right back on the inside. Now he drifts up. Wyndham has to turn it down hard left as they race on track now for the 4th position. The battle for the lead up front, Logan Seavey and Emerson Axum continuing to go wheel to wheel. Seavey holds on to the spot, but for how much longer? Axum had a good look at it there last time by. Now they're deep in lap traffic. Seavey goes around. Axum inherits the top spot. Contact sends the number 25 around. Trying to make 10 grand here tonight. But he's got national championship point leader Buddy Kofoid to contend with. Kofoid threw a decent-sized slider down on the restart over in turns 1 and 2. He was able to control it. The 67 slid right up, got in line behind Axum. Emerson Axum has just flat out committed to the top. Oh, Kofoid really has to gather the 67 up on the back straightaway. Now, his championship rival, Chris Wyndham, tries to take away the second spot. Emerson Axum brings him down the back straightaway. He's going to get his second USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget victory here at Nebraska.
This scene looked all too familiar for Chris Wyndham. In the most recent edition of USAC National Midget Racing at Grandview 2 years ago, Wyndham experienced a roller coaster final lap in which he saw his race lead slip away in the first turn, only to race back past for the narrow win. Fast forward to the 2021 Ken Bryn Midget Masters, the landscape Wyndham found himself in was eerily similar. But this time, the situation involved Emerson Axum, along with a rich tapestry of lap traffic.
To get around, but man, that top side of the track pad looks good. Axum stays alive in the third position.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tony, because Tanner Thorson has looked very good on the bottom. He's going to have to assess whether that's good enough to get him to the front.
For a moment, Thorson lost a spot to Justin Grant. He's able to work his way back around the driver from Ione, California. So Thorson still runs in fourth. Emerson Axum third. Chris Wyndham in second. But Chase Randall is leading laps here tonight at the start of Eastern Midget Week. Yeah, Kevin Thomas Jr. certainly does have a good car. You know who else has a good car? Big Daddy, Chris Wyndham. 2 laps ago, he laid down the fastest lap of the race. They call Chase Randall the quickest chicken, but they call Chris Wyndham defending national midget champion, and they're about to call him the race leader. Chris Wyndham around in turn number 2.
Yeah, but Chase Randall fights back, Tony. It's a minute drag race down into turn number 4. Diving off the turn is Wyndham.
This is good stuff. They're throwing elbows for the race lead. Chris Wyndham takes it over, and he takes it over big time. He's going to bring, it looks like, Emerson Axum along with him for second place. Randall tries to fight back, and Axum now solidly into second.
Yeah, the precocious one. Emerson Axum running second now, trying to run down Big Daddy.
The lead last time by 0.8 of a second. It shrinks now to 0.7 of a second. Wyndham's got lap cars up high. He's got lap cars down low. He's able to get past one, but Emerson Axum grows closer and closer. The lead goes from 0.8 to 0.7. Last time by, it's surely going to be smaller here as they come across. 0.5 of a second separate P1 and P2.
Yeah, and it may be even closer now, although Chris Wyndham scampers a little bit free down the back straightaway, now goes to the bottom. Axum digging as hard as he can.
They'll see 3 laps remaining when they get back to the line, but it's the New Zealand national champion, Hayden Williams, running right between the two of them down the backstretch.
But side by side in front of Wyndham, this is a pivotal moment in this event. Even though the laps are winding down, this is the chance Axum has to get to the front.
Those should be the Bundy-built Motorsports teammates. Ethan Mitchell up top, Zach Dom down low. They fall in line. Chris Wyndham gets slowed up behind them. Emerson Axum gets closer than he's been all race long. 2 to go at the line. Wyndham sets sail into 1. Axum trying to do everything he can to reel in the 89.
And Emerson Axum has shown he's willing to throw it in there as hard as possible to try to pull this off. Wyndham is not done with this event as the white flag comes out.
1 lap to go here at Grandview Speedway. Big Daddy has 2 feature wins. Emerson Axum takes the lead. He's got 2 feature wins. They drag race out of 2. Wyndham has the propulsion. He leads them out of 3. Through 4. Axum's not going to be able to cover him. Chris Wyndham gets feature victory number 3, and he wins here at Grandview.
If you keep on racing, the levee's gonna break, and eventually, the wins are going to flood in. With his first win coming in the 47th start of his career in mid-July, it took Jason Pursley just 5 more to capture his second career USAC National Midget victory during the second round of Eastern Midget Week at Action Track USA. All the while, a tumultuous first lap resulted in devastating consequences for a couple of frontrunners.
Boy, that is just a series of things that went awry up front.
But someone is heading over to Emerson Axum's car, and I think that's T-Mez. That's Thomas Meserol, who's leaned inside the cockpit of the 15, very unhappy with the young man from Franklin, Indiana. Wow. Thomas Meserol is a character, yes, we joke a lot, but it's rare to see him get that upset.
Yeah, he's mad. There's an understatement, isn't it?
Here in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Green flag waves. Let's go racing. Everybody clean and green through the first 2 turns, but it's coming out of turn number 4 where things got muy caliente last time, Pat. Dason Pursley leads lap number 1. Emerson Axum in second. Buddy Kofoid goes to work on Tanner Thorson. One driver makes contact with the back of Thorson. That's one of the Trent Shoring number 25s, Logan Seavey. You'll also see Kevin Thomas Jr. and Cannon McIntosh involved. Green flag is going to wave for Dason Pursley. We resume racing. Hayden Williams takes a big look on the inside of Ethan Mitchell. Mitchell able to keep his foot in the gas. He drives away in that 4th position. But up front, Emerson Axum wants to get racy for that top spot. Dason Pursley holds station. And here comes the point leader, Buddy Kofoid, into second.
That's a strong move by Buddy Kofoid, who saw what Emerson Axum was doing and took advantage and slipped right into the 2nd spot.
Buddy Kofoid's going to try him through 3, but Pursley lets that car go all the way up around the outside. Now a fight for second develops. Emerson Axum rolls right up alongside Buddy Kofoid, and Axum just takes it from him. Emerson back to second.
Now, Emerson Axum's not afraid, no doubt about that. Now, USAC has the most improved driver award, and he might be a driver in consideration for that, and he is hungry for a victory, and he is on the march.
Man, Dason Pursley throws it right down through 3. Dason Pursley's going to cross him back over. He'll retake the lead, but Axum is there, and he's not leaving. Axum finds his way back to the front through 1 and 2. Slide job City as Dason Pursley gets it back on the back straightaway. Is he going to take it back once again on the front stretch? Yes, he does.
And this is what you came for. This is what we thought this racetrack would produce. Dason Pursley, Emerson Axum, 2 young guns in this sport, engaged in a dogfight. He's bottled up, and a couple laps ago, Randall went right across his bow. That's a strong move right there for Dason. That may be the winning move of the night.
Yeah, it didn't help that Emerson Axum bounced it off the curb at the top of turns 3 and 4. Wow, Pursley like a knife through butter. He comes around to see the white flag. 1 lap left here at Action Track USA. Pursley deadly on the track built for the micro sprints that he's grown up racing. He's grown up dominating. Heat race wins. Feature victory number 2 goes to Dason Pursley.
It had been 32 years since USAC National Midget's last turned a wheel in the state of New Jersey. At the conclusion of Easter Midget Week's Round 3 at Bridgeport, Tanner Thorson found himself ahead of the field by 32 light years, or so it seemed, as he scored the most dominating victory of the season in the series' first ever visit to the 4/10 mile High Bank Dirt Oval.
Makes some headway. He's got some work to do as he has Tanner Thorson, who looked to the high side as well, and he's got everyone in the crosshairs.
Yeah, Tanner Thorson was able to take away that second spot, and he does it again on lap number 2 here, working way down low. Cannon McIntosh slides up. That looks like Team as Thomas Meserol now going side by side. Cannon McIntosh is going to take that 3rd spot back over, but it's Thorson sitting in 2nd spot. And if you're Emerson Axum, that might not be good news. A 17-2-3-2. The lead is going to shrink from 4/10 down. That last time by, Thorson nearly drawing even. A little bit farther back, Thomas Meserol having a good race for that 3rd position. And don't look now, Alex Bright, your Fatheads Eyewear Quick Time Award winner, moving up the field.
And somebody has gone up in flames. Trouble right now in turn number 4. We'll see them come around. That car absolutely erupted. and has had some great days at Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He's a prelim feature winner. Alex Bright runs in the 5th position, but Tanner Thorson, he's trying to lead here as we go back to green flag racing. Emerson Axum will not be shooketh as he brings him out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Axum shows the way, but Tanner Thorson closer than he's been all night long. Right around the infield tractor tires, it's going to work. Thorson's going to lead him back to the line.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tim, as who knows what a great racer that Thorson is, says if that line's going to work for Tanner, I think it can work for me. There's now Tanner Thorson. Looks like in position to take the lead at the stripe, and T-Maz is going to bet on it.
Boy, Buddy Kofoid in that all-white number 67 starting to bring the speed as he's going to take over the 4th position. He's got Cannon McIntosh way down low right behind him. Check that, make it right beside him. McIntosh trying to take the 4th spot away. Kofoid with a big wave of momentum carries it down the back straightaway. He's set sail into turn number 3. He's going for position number 3, but he's going to have to wrestle it away from the wily veteran, Thomas Meserol.
Yeah, he's been on the high side, has Michael, but Buddy Kofoid, and at the moment it's not working quite as well as a low group for Thomas Meserol. He's still committed to the high side, needs someone to go with him, and that lane may even get better.
Man, that was a great shot we just saw on flow right there from our infield camera operator, Mitch Berkeley. He showed exactly what that 7X of Thomas Meserol is looking like as he works down around the inside. It's continuing to work for him. It takes a few laps, Pat, to really show the results from working the bottom, but Thomas Meserol has gotten a few laps, and he now has gotten the second position away from Emerson Axum.
Well,
he's lapping up to the 12th position.
No, he's in rhythm right now. Everything is just moving slowly for Tanner Thorson. He's got this field measured. He knows it. He knows he has a car that can get to the front, and he just wants to stay on that hammer and get it done.
He will get his 5th feature victory of 2021. Thorson's been deadly ever since taking the lead over just past the original laps. Checkered flags are going to wave, and Tanner Thorson wins his 5th win of 2021.
For the second consecutive night, a first-time venue on the USAC National Midget Trail produced a familiar result for Tanner Thorson. 24 hours after trouncing the field by half a lap, Thorson found a slightly different route to victory in another Eastern Midget Week debut at the newly renovated Bloomsburg Fair Raceway, where the old adage was proven: you'd rather be lucky than good.
Kevin Thomas Jr. had the second position for just a moment. Dason Pursley takes it back over. He brings the 7X from RMS Thomas Meserol along with him. Alex Bright clicks off another lap. Oh, contact between Pursley and Meserol. Meserol says it ain't no thing. He stays in the second position, drifts up the track. Tanner Thorson trying to move from third up.
Boy, but he did kick up a rooster tail, didn't he, when he got up there between 1 and 2? But it looks like no harm, no foul, just slight contact with an open wheel cars. Meanwhile, you got to keep your eye on Tanner Thorson.
Boy, Dason Pursley sliding back. He now finds himself racing with Justin Grant just to stay inside the top 5 positions. Cannon McIntosh in 6th, Axum 7th, Seavey, the teammate to your race leaders 8th, Wyndham and Kofoid, the top 10.
Well, it's certainly possible that contact did some things to the car that upset the balance. What's not upset right now is Thomas Meserol, as he's fighting for position everywhere.
Yeah, there you go. Alex Bright holding that race lead, but for how much longer? Because Meserol's got his 7X wound up, and there he goes. Thomas Meserol takes over the race lead. Meserol takes him into the first turn.
Looks like a pretty good start for Alex Bright as well, as he's going to slot in. But guess what? Guess who's coming, Tony?
The track is so good out of turn number 2. Tanner Thorson takes a look, but it's your pole sitter, Alex Bright, getting up in front of Thomas Meserol. Meserol stays right at home, crosses him back over in the middle of the corner. Meserol's going to hold on to that race lead, but the driver you're talking about, Pat, is Tanner Thorson, nearly 3 wide for the race lead down the backstretch.
That was almost 3 wide, legitimately. Here it comes right now. What a dogfight on the bottom.
Crossed flags at the line, 15 down, 15 to go. Meserol's been having a rough summer with the USAC National Midgets. He's got 2 feature wins. He's trying to make it 3 here tonight, but he's got a pair of black race cars right behind him going as fast as they can. Bright and Thorson continue to duel.
And what he needs is those 2 to continue to duel, and he can get out front. But man, is he flirting with the high side in turn number 2.
Man, Dason Pursley, you talk about flirting with the high side. Pursley just sending in big time as he races back there, 6th, 7th position. Good fight right there. Thorson comes around. Move Thorson now around Alex Bright. Thorson takes over the 2nd spot.
And this could spell the difference between victory and defeat for T-Mans.
One driver was slow, pulled into the cut through off the back straightaway, so one more car out of this one. 10 laps left. They'll see 9 to go. Yellow flag waves, and it's Meserol. Meserol tangles. Glenn Waterland is the blue and white midget sitting backwards in turn 2.
Here's the replay on flow.
Yep, so Meserol slid up the track, and Glenn Waterland was occupying that middle lane.
On the racetrack, and sometimes that's where the problem lies.
The 10-lap shootout goes green, and last night's winner, Tanner Thorson, now inherits the race lead here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. He could be going for his 6th feature win, his 2nd in as many nights.
This will be a great outcome for Cannon McIntosh, who's been searching for a quality run, and he's been racing incredibly hard.
Tanner Thorson was victorious last night. He's going to be victorious again here tonight. Eastern Midget Week is looking very, very good as Tanner Thorson wins feature number 6. Here in Newman's
Finishing second on any given night can be considered a solid result in the high majority of circumstances. Finishing second 4 times without a win when the season is more than halfway complete, now that can start to get on your nerves a little bit. Justin Grant sought to change that habit during the Eastern Midget Week finale at Lancaster.
Starting position to lead, and he's going to bring another driver along with him. That's the number 15 of Emerson Axum. Kofoid's the first to try the bottom. He throws it down low. He'll stay in the 5th position. Axum tests the waters down low. He takes over the lead from Thorson. Thorson comes right back at him.
Oh, this is a good battle. Look at him coming down the hill. Axum absolutely on the pedal.
Trading positions, trading fast laps at the front of the field. Your pole sitter, Justin Grant, gets a great run out of turn number 2. He sizes up the 19T, a Tanner Thorson. Thorson gets crossed up out of 4. Grant goes down to the bottom in 1 and 2. They stay side by side. Grant has the spot. Thorson comes back around.
2 guys who are so tenacious battling for that second position. Oh, a little bit of a wall contact for Emerson Axum on the front straightaway, but he keeps going.
Tanner Thorson tried to make the most out of it, but he slides up out of 2, backs everybody up. Yellow flags wave, red flags wave. We've got one upside down over in 1. Cannon McIntosh, the driver, the 08. Oh my, feast and famine here in Eastern Midget Week. A podium result last evening, troubles in his heat race, and now he's the reason for the red flag.
To sit in my living room and see this action, to me, is still a minor miracle.
Another restart takes place. Emerson Axum does exactly the same as he has been, and getting out in front to a good lead. But Justin Grant does not let the driver, the 15, get very far ahead, not at all. But Grant's got his own troubles, and they go by Dason Pursley. Pursley looks very good in that 71X. He wants to show Justin Grant how good he looks. He pulls even with the NOS Energy Drink car, but Grant stays up on the wall, just as we've said you're going to have to do tonight. Grant holds on to second.
I try to make myself more narrow just watching these guys trying to squeeze each other. That might cost Justin. Let's see.
It might, because Dason Pursley is there, and Dason Pursley drives around the NOS Energy Drink number 2J, but Grant's not going to take it. Lying down, he goes right back in turns 1 and 2. Pursley gets up on the wall. That opens the door for Grant, but it allows Emerson Axum the biggest lead of the night.
All of a sudden, Pursley's in the middle of a Joey Chitwood thrill show and somehow stays on all 4s.
Wow, they're stacked up where they were for a moment. Justin Grant's in second, and there's big trouble on the back straightaway. 1 car sitting sideways. Field comes back to the NOS Star Can. The green flag waves once again, and we have slowly but surely worked our way to the halfway point. Cross flags will come out this time by. They'll stand over Emerson Axum, but who's going to be in second when they get there? Justin Grant fends off an attack from Tanner Thorson. Thorson's not going to be close enough to try anything over in turns 1 and 2. Grant getting much closer to Axum, close enough to slide in for the race lead. Emerson stays his foot in the throttle. He maintains the top spot.
And meanwhile, Buddy Kofoid is moving forward. Buddy Kofoid on the march. This is a slice and dice thing right now between these two. Oh my gosh. Axum a little contact with the wall.
Man, Justin Grant has worked very hard to get in this position, close enough to not just slide, but maintain the race lead. Emerson Axum trails Justin Grant there at the start-finish line. He's going to work right down around the bottom, pulls up in front of the NOS Energy Drink 2J. Grant, though, stays right at home. He's your leader. They're side by side through 3 out of 4. Give the spot back to Grant, but he didn't learn how to get away. Justin Grant does exactly that. Tanner Thorson picks up the second spot till he bounces off the turn 4 wall. Buddy Kofoid draws even. They're 3 wide through turn 1, and it's going to be Thorson slipping back. Axum to second position.
Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, man, Tanner got really sideways, but somehow saved it.
Big Daddy Chris Windham doing Chris Windham things. Buddy Kofoid doing Buddy Kofoid things as he goes for second, and he's going to hold on to second from Emerson Axum.
Tony, Buddy Kofoid is really, really fast right now.
1.5 laps to go. White flag's going to wave.
Oh, contact. Man, oh, man, Justin just bangs the wall.
But it doesn't hurt the lead, not too much. Buddy Kofoid is going to run out of time, and Justin Grant ends the drought in 2021. He's won with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets.
It was chaos. It was mayhem. It was heart palpitating. But in the end, the third running of the BC 39 at the dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway will best be remembered by a one-word description: Larson.
3 wide back there for the third position. Kyle Larson, Dason Pursley, and Thomas Mesrell. Pursley and Mesrell side by side for second. Justin Grant able to hit his mark. Mesrell trying to join his RMS teammate. Courtney around in the infield at 2. They come through 3 out of 4. Green flags back in the air. 38 laps to go.
start trying to work around the high side. His first opponent is going to be the 85T, his teammate of Ryan Tibbs. Thorson now looking to the inside.
It's been a good event for Ryan Tibbs, and we got a battle up front. Here comes Jason working down to the bottom. Justin Grant working the high side, and here comes Thomas Mesereau.
Jason Pursley takes the top away from Justin Grant, but now it's the USAC driver for RMS. Justin Grant in second. His teammate Thomas Mesereau wearing the EnviroFab colors in third, not for long. Mesereau now up into the second spot.
Jason Pursley won an Action Track USA and Red Dirt Raceway in Meeker, Oklahoma. He likes these 4 rigs he's out front, but here comes T-Bez. When Justin Grant wants to get away from Larson in a hurry. High side working. Let's see if Justin can ride the rim and get to the front. He puts the spurs into it down the back straightaway.
What was a 2-car battle for the lead has quickly turned into a 3, now nearly 4-car battle. Jason Pursley still out front. He's got a couple of wily veterans, Thomas Mesereau and Justin Grant, and one of the quote-unquote specialty racers, Kyle Larson, comes along to play.
I'm telling you, turn number 4 at the top is absolutely testy. And look at Larson. You can't race there, but he's doing it. Little bobble there for Jason Pursley. And guess who's knocking at the door?
So Jason Pursley takes a big shot over there on the top of turn number 2. It doesn't exactly pay off, but it allows Kyle Larson in that CV Industry number 86X to come on through to second position. Inside of 20 to go now. It's Mesereau and Larson.
Mesereau able to pull in a little bit on the straightaway. Larson played a little bit of high-stake poker, dancing around that razor thin cushion at 3 and 4.
The lead shrinks down to 0.2 of a second from Mesereau to Larson. Let's see what it is here. Larson working up at turn number 4. The lead shrinks to less than 0.1 of a second.
Now, there he is. Larson working the outside. T-Man digging on the bottom. He'll slide in front of him. There's Larson diving it off the turn.
Larson took it from Mesereau right here 1 lap ago. Mesereau wrestled it back. Larson has the lead, but Mesereau gets a great run out of turn number 2. He dives down to the inside. Mesereau back to the front.
Oh, this is fun, because Thomas doesn't care who you are. He's willing to engage in this kind of night fight. Oh, look at that.
They continue to bounce off the walls. Mesereau's teammate, Justin Grant, now up into the 3rd position. Larson gets a piece of the turn 4 wall. Mesereau back down front.
And there goes Larson. Can we take 14 more laps of this? 4. If T-Bass can get through this traffic quickly, he's got a chance.
Grant gets it on Larson. That's the race for the 2nd position. 7 to go as Larson crosses the line. Kyle Larson and Justin Grant now they're having themselves a holy war for the 2nd position. Grant slides up. Larson hangs the left. They drag race to 3.
Look at that brake rotor on Kyle Larson. It is absolutely on fire.
1.8 seconds last time by. Thomas Mesereau's lead. They see 5 laps to go. Yellow flag waves. McIntosh up against the wall over in 3. Well, folks, when you have it any other way but a 5-lap shootout, the green flag's back in the air. Mesereau's lead has evaporated. Kyle Larson is going to try and spoil the party. Larson to the lead down the back straightaway.
And here comes Grant. Here comes Larson. Oh, my God. And there it goes.
The RMS cars tried to make it 3 wide right there with Young Money. And Mesereau comes out on the losing end of that deal. But look at the steering.
Let's pay him off. Let's pay that guy off on the back straightaway.
5 laps to go here in the 3rd annual BC 39. Kyle Larson brings us back to the green.
He's going to stay low. Justin Grant's going to try to work the outside.
Justin Grant gets a big run of steam on the top of turn number 2. He goes right back to the well. Over in turn 3. Larson bounces off the wall in 4. The Macho Man, Brady Bacon throws his hat into the ring.
But Justin Grant's getting some momentum on the high side. We'll see if Kyle Larson tries to take that away from Justin. He bangs the wall hard. Here comes Brady Bacon.
Can Brady Bacon get 2
In the most recent USAC National event at Angel Park in 2015, Tanner Thorson led 29 3/4 of the 30-lap distance before being slid past on the final corner, losing by mere inches. 6 years. That's how long Thorson had to wait for his moment of redemption during the 37th running of the Firemen's National. After rectifying motor problems in his heat race, Thorson put a stranglehold on this one.
12 to go at the line, and very quickly right behind them, Chris Wyndham in 4th, KT right there in 5th, and his teammate Emerson Axum. They're going to make this, what, a 5-car race for the 2nd position.
Yeah, they moved around Trey Gropp, the Lincoln, Nebraska driver there. There's Kevin Thomas Jr. swinging wide in that 5. Again, that's yellow and black car.
He's gotten around Wyndham now. That's going to move Kevin Thomas Jr. up to 4th. He sees Tanner Thorson right in front of him. Thorson in that all-white car. He runs 3rd. Thorson throws it down at the bottom as he's going to try and challenge Justin Grant for 2nd here. They're coming around to see 10 to go.
Yeah, Tanner Thorson is not going to be content to ride around. That's not his character. He's always moving forward, and they're side by side going into 4.
Justin Grant puts the pressure on him right through the bottom of turn number 2. Grant takes his line away down low, and Kevin Thomas Jr. has definitely made this a 3-car race for 2nd. Thorson comes all the way from the top rope down to the inside in 1 and 2. He's going to take 2nd away from Grant. He's trying to bring KT along with him.
And meanwhile, we are yellow.
Oh, the engine that was giving Cannon McIntosh troubles.
And he's bailing out in a hurry.
Trying to go for feature win number 3. JG, his teammate, he's trying to go for feature win number 2. And then there you got Tanner Thorson. He's trying to go for number 7. The green flag is back in the air, and Thorson goes right after Grant.
Boy, look at Thorson trying to find a lane where it's going to be tight sledding there on the bottom. Is he going to slide up? Yes, he will. And looks like he'll move into 2nd. This is not what T-Mez wants to see. You know how tenacious Thorson is.
Tanner Thorson getting in where you can fit in, and that's going to be the lead. There was nearly a drag race, but Thorson has the spot as they enter turn number 3. Can he slide up and cover Meserol? He's trying, and he has. Thorson, your new race leader.
Yeah, Meserol's got to make a decision right now. Is the top side fast enough that with momentum I can get back around him? He's going to go down low right there in turn 4.
6 laps to go here at the line. A little bit farther back, that's Kevin Thomas Jr. in the black and yellow, number 5. It's a pair of NOS energy drink drivers right next to him. Now right behind him, Kevin Thomas Jr. up to 3rd. Justin Grant says, not so quick, young man. The white flag will wave. He heads down the back straightaway. He's done it at Port City. He's done it at Lincoln Park. He's won at Solomon Valley, Fairbury, Bridgeport, Lanco, just to name a few of them. He's going to add Angel Park to the list as Thorson scores feature win number 7 here in 2021.
With the checkered flag in his sight, Thomas Meserol resigned himself to a 3rd-place finish in the opener of the inaugural Houston Speedway USAC Nationals. However, divine intervention swept over the Speedway in the form of a yellow flag, which brought not only a halt to the race, but also sent him back to 2nd and provided him another shot with a green-white checkered bout waiting ahead for the first series race of the track since 1996.
Has been able to pull away from Bacon as well. So that fight for 6 calms down. Meanwhile, Meserol tries to get up in front of Kofoid. Kofoid and Meserol side by side into 3.
Yeah, but he's going to try to hold him up. Oh, there's Thomas, well up the loose stuff, but stays with the gas and gets it done.
4th place, a hotly contested race. It's about to become a 3-car battle. It already is one. Shane Golobic now up in the middle of it. Your national championship point leader, Michael Buddy Kofoid. He's trying to stay alive. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th, the race you're watching. Meserol rolling with some steam as he's on the high side. Took a look right there at Wyndham. He's going to try it again. Works right up there to the top, but Wyndham's got other plans on his mind. He gets up in front of KTJ. KT takes the lead right back. 3-car race for the lead as they come around to see halfway. 15 to go.
15 to go. Good battle up front. Running in the 4th position, Jason Pursley. KTJ's had a great year. He's going to be tough to get around. Meserol running 3rd.
Battles on the track everywhere you look. Tough time to be a top cameraman. Tough time to be KTJ.
Wow.
He's up against the wall in 3 and 4.
Yeah,
the right rear's off of it.
Yep, there you are.
Too bad.
Something. Yeah, too bad.
KT with trouble bringing out the yellow. The green flag waves. 9 laps left in this one. Business picks right up at the front of the field. Chris Wyndham inheriting that race lead. Now he has all the pressure on his shoulders as Thomas Meserol, Jason Pursley, and Shane Golobic, just to name a few, are hot in the hunt for the race lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look at the run. Meserol gets out at 2.
Thomas Meserol gets a good run.
Gives Golubic a shot in the short, says let's cowboy up and go get Chris Windham. 4 laps left. Meserol goes to the top of Golubic here.
Yeah, he's going to go to the spurs right here and try to get to the front. Shane Golubic, real smooth as always, running in the second spot. Windham hanging tough.
3-car battle for the race lead. 3 laps to settle it. Big Daddy, Chris Windham, last year's champ, out in front. He's got 3 feature victories to his credit so far in 2021. He'd love to make number 4 right here on night number 1 of the inaugural USAC Nationals. Meserol around the outside. He's got second back from Golubic.
Well, and again, it's a potential nice point night for Chris Windham, who's trying to get back into the championship hunt, now running in the 3rd position.
White flag waves here. 1 lap left in this one. It's been a wild one, and it's not over yet. Meserol takes a shot on Windham through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Mitchell Moles, Shane Golubic, they're all trying to sort this one out. Moles down low, Windham up high, yellow flag wave.
How about Mitchell Moles, who was the top point guy, coming streaming up from that outside of the 6th row.
Mattwood Racing Cars are going to go after RMS in second, and CB Industries at the lead. Green flag waves. 2 laps to settle it here in Brandon, South Dakota. Windham works right down around the berm on the inside.
Wow.
Meserol goes to the top.
Boy, he left that lane there for T-Mez. T-Mez may have a shot, Tony. He may have a shot.
Meserol catapults himself out of turn number 4. The white flag is in the air. Windham now back in second. Meserol, he's a 2-time winner here in 2021. He wants to make it 3. Windham wants to make it 4. Side by side out of 4, but it's going to be Meserol getting the win here on night number 1.
For the 2nd consecutive evening, Chris Windham found himself taking over the lead just 9 laps from the finish of the 30-lap Houston Speedway USAC Nationals feature. However, Windham's mercurial move to the bottom the night before had him champing at the bit to stay up top and right the wrongs this time around.
Yeah, Dason Pursley has been very impressive in 2021 and a chance to strike again, this time on a bigger racetrack.
Windham's done a good job getting away from Brennan Crouch now. He finds himself fighting with Logan Seavey. Seavey in that Jerome Rodella prepare Tom Malloy, number 25. He continues to work down low. Windham says, that's all right, I'll go up top, and that's exactly what he does. Through 3, out of 4, Windham's into second.
Look at that move by Buddy.
Look at all of those moves from all the drivers. Again, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Kevin Thomas Jr. works down low. Brennan Crouch jumping in the deep end this season with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. The 17W of Shane Golubic, Justin Grant. They wear the NOS Energy Drink colors. Emerson Axum starting to get jiggy with it right there in the middle of the top 10.
Boy, that was a nice move and turn by Logan Seavey. Yeah, there is no question that Buddy Kofoid is coming in that 67 car. Now the difficulty is the tough guys in front of him are incredibly hard to pass. Let's see what Buddy can do.
Oh, Windham takes a look down to the inside on the driver from Locust Grove. Pursley keeps his foot in it up top. Seavey sees an opening down the back straightaway into 3. Seavey and Windham side by side. Windham's going to hold on to second.
That looked like Buddy Kofoid may have made contact with the fence or just banged the cushion hard.
Whoa!
And that's 67, and that is contact.
Kofoid throws a bomb, and there's contact resulting as Locust Grove, Oklahoma's Dason Pursley in search of his 3rd feature win here in 2021. Motors down the back straightaway. That's going to be Hayden Reinbold, the next car out in front. Pursley tries to work down around the bottom. He doesn't give up too much, but Windham is still right there now. Windham's going to try it down to the inside. Through 1. He slides up in 2. Windham's got the lead. Pursley tries to fight back. Give the top spot to Big Daddy.
Yeah, that was a situation where Pursley was trying to decide the right way to go through traffic. And last night, Chris Windham left the top lane open for Thomas Meserol. He is absolutely hungry to get back into victory lane.
And that just shows the experience and the knowledge that a long-time racer like Chris Windham has gained. Hayden Reinbold is doing what he needs to do to try and earn as many points here at the USAC Nationals. Dason Pursley, it's his responsibility to find his way around. Now he's got his teammate, Buddy Kofoid, trying to make something happen. Leaders working through lap traffic here in this one. Not a lot of laps to go. They will continue to wage war for a spot on the podium. The white flag waves. Windham brings him out of 2. Down the back straightaway. He's got 3 wins. He did it at Kokomo twice. He won at Grandview in Pennsylvania. He's going to win night number 2 of the USAC Nationals here at Houston.
Huset's.
In a race where multiple leaders fell by the wayside, Chris Windom found himself in a seemingly envious position with 15 laps to go in the 20,000 to win 100-lap Huset Speedway USAC Nationals finale. With that said, Windom had already been entrenched in this scenario multiple times throughout the weekend with varying degrees of success. But unlike those who came before him, Windom experienced no interruptions and no technical difficulties en route to the ultimate prize.
Early a factor in this one. 90 to go. The slower car bobbles through the middle of 1 and 2. McDougal handedly has that second position. KT slips back to third, and then that yellow and red race car right there at the start-finish line. That's your race leader, Chase Randall. Jason McDougal smells blood in the water. He's going to go after the young rookie down the back straightaway.
Boy, he does have him in the crosshairs, doesn't he? Jason McDougal cut his teeth at the Port City Raceway. Did so very well there, moved his way to the national scene, and he's vying for that top spot.
They race side by side for second position. They make their way through lap traffic, and in the process, KT goes to the front.
Boy, he snookered him, didn't he? KT saw that on the bottom and said, I'll step right through that and get to the top. But here comes J-Mac.
Yep.
Flirting with the fence in two.
Yeah, gets a little too close right there. That allows Cannon McIntosh to carry a big head of steam. He's going to move up to the second position, and in doing so, McIntosh lays down the fastest lap of the race. McDougal battles right back down on the inside through turn 2, down the back straightaway they go. The race is clicking by so quickly. That looks like Hayden Reinbold in the 19 AZ. The leaders, they split him just like we saw in the sprint car feature, and McIntosh walks around the outside. He has the lead, but only for a moment. KT comes right back down low.
Yeah, KT looked like he wanted to make a point right there. Maybe a little wrap to the back of the 5 car. No problem. There's Kevin Thomas Jr. working the bottom.
Pat, this is way too early for the racing to be this good. They can't do it to us like this.
Sometimes pride gets in the way, and you absolutely can't stand not to go toe-to-toe with a competitor.
Look at that right there. McIntosh up top. KT gets hung up behind Casey Hicks in that 5H. Once again, they'll try and split the lap traffic. KT not able to go around on the inside, so McIntosh has a big advantage.
McIntosh doing just a tremendous job. He's had a little bit of tough luck in Lake Man. We'd like to rectify that.
Jason McDougal, 3.8 seconds back as your race leader comes off the bottom of turn number 4. We have 59 laps to go. Again, that's a sentence you don't say with National Midget Racing, or rarely do you say, and we're not even to halfway yet.
And that's something.
So Cannon McIntosh out in front. Jason McDougal nearly 4 seconds back in second place. We're nowhere close to that. Logan Seavey is fourth.
One slowing on the back straightaway.
And the yellow flag comes out. That's a Dave Mack Motorsports car. It's the 08. That's your race leader. Cannon McIntosh with trouble. You see right there, the right rear.
Unbelievable.
Jason McDougal gets on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. You hope everybody makes it through much more cleanly. A little bit of hucking and bucking up there on the top for Logan Seavey. They split aces down the back straightaway, but everybody is rolling. Lap number 1 back in the books. 50 down, 50 to go here at Huset's.
So you keep your eye on the front. I'll keep the eye on the back for a minute just to make sure we can sort of get sorted out and get some clean laps going.
So much action out of turn number 2. Drivers finding just a few rough spots right there in the middle of that second turn on Huset's Speedway. And then what that does is it results in a lot of crazy side-by-side racing down the back straightaway. Everybody starting to sort themselves out here early in this one. Chase Randall, your pole sitter from back, over 50 laps ago.
Yes.
He's gotten back around. Jason McDougal, he's your race leader. It's Kevin Thomas Jr. in third, Windom in fourth.
And I've watched him go high and go low, and that tells me he has confidence in his race car. There he slides into second. Can he hold on? Looks like he can.
Great slider right there for Chris Windom. Move him now up to the second position in front of the 19 for Jason McDougal. Randall slides up there at the exit of turn number 2. Windom's going to go right after him here as they come around. Nearly 25 laps left in this one.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster for Chase Randall, who almost got pinned against the outside wall in turn number 2. And absolutely, and Buddy Kofoid is also starting to find his rhythm in the 67 car. He's vying for the third spot.
Yep, Kofoid up to fourth after getting around Tanner Thorson. Moved the 19T back to fifth. Windom takes one more look down on the inside to 3. He's going to send it in. He slides across Randall's nose. Chase takes the lead right back.
Man, oh man, hang on, Sloopy, and there's trouble. Randall upside down.
Oh, no. Chase Randall.
Oh, you gotta feel for him.
He's up, he's talking, he's looking at the right rear of that race car. He's got in his mind that he can fire off and keep going.
Yeah, these two young teammates are awfully talented. Kevin Thomas Jr. working the bottom in the Petrie 5. Here comes Chris Windham. Tony, he's going to like what he sees as he crosses the start-finish line.
The racing for second has been fierce, but it has allowed Chris Windham to stay fast and to stay out in front. He's been victorious already this weekend. The KCAM teammates are not done fighting for second place, but up front, Big Daddy says dollar bills, y'all. 20,000 of them go to the driver from Canton, Illinois. He's your winner in the midget.
Prior to Tyler Courtney, no driver had ever won 5 consecutive USAC National Sprint Car races at Eldora Speedway. Prior to Tyler Courtney, no driver had ever won 3 straight USAC National Midget races at Eldora. The former was achieved 4 months earlier, and the latter on this night, during just his second Midget start of the season, in a non-stop green-to-checker 25-lapper during the B4 The Crown's main event, backing it up with his 3rd consecutive USAC National Midget win at the Big E.
Number 1 had made that move work. He's out front now. It is Chad Boat Industries entry, and he's stretched his advantage out.
Emerson Axum shuts the door right there on Sunshine, so Tyler Courtney says, that's okay, I'll move up the racetrack and find another way.
Emerson right now anchoring that squad, running in the second spot, and Tony, he's making the bottom work.
Look how comfortable Chris Windham is up top, though. Both these drivers using both their cars in the best way that they can. That is what's so great about this short dirt racing path. You've got to go all the way around the track. You've got to find where your car works best. Windham feels it's best up top. Axum feels like it's better down low, and they are side by side for lap number 3 in a row here for the lead.
But if I'm those drivers, the driver I'm really worried about pilots the 19 machine. Tanner Thorson, a 7-time winner. He's in the mix now.
Good stuff right here as Axum's going to continue to go right back to the well. He starts to slide up in the middle of turns 3 and 4. So Courtney slides right underneath him and right by him. Sunshine makes it a double shot of NOS up at the front of the field. Axum tries to battle back down low path, but there's nothing to it. Sunshine now up to second.
Absolutely. Right now, Windham knows. He has to feel it. He knows that Sunshine's going to be there pressuring. And here he comes.
Logan Seavey started this race in the 5th position. He's battling right now to get back to that spot with Michael Buddy Copeland up front. Tyler Courtney has just been reeling in his fellow NOS Energy Drink sponsored driver, Chris Windham. They're going to come down 14 laps left, and Courtney has definitely found something here.
He's the faster driver right now, regardless of what the time says. Look how he rockets up at turn number 2. Courtney's got a rocket ship. He dives down low. There's the slider, and here he comes.
Last time by Courtney in 18.5, Windham in 18.6. New race leader, it's Sunshine. Tyler Courtney. Chris Windham's not going to give up with a fight, though. He drives all the way down to the inside wall through turns 1 and 2, but to no avail. Tyler Courtney out in front as we near 10 laps to go, 12 at the stripe. That is a 3-car fight, trying to find out who's going to stand on the podium and in what order.
Right. So laps winding down. Sunshine, Tyler Courtney with an insurmountable lead, saves something alive.
There goes Seavey, Pat, right down the front straightaway. He's able to slide up in front of Chris Windham, and he's got the speed out of turn number 2 to hold the spot. Move Seavey now up to the 2nd position.
And significantly, here comes Buddy Kofoid. In terms of the big picture, that's also important. White flag is out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Kofoid banging off the wall over in 3 and 4. Who's he chasing? The guy that's chasing him in the National Championship fight. White flag in the air. He's been so dominant here in years past. His dominance continues. Night number 1 of the 4th crown here in the midgets goes to Sunshine, Tyler Courtney.
Chris Windham had already checked off a couple of the boxes at the 4 Crown Nationals during his USAC career. First, there was a USAC National Sprint Car win added to his resume in 2013, followed by victories in the USAC Silver Crown division in both 2013 and 2016. The one that had long eluded the Canton, Illinois native was a score in the USAC National Midget feature. That is, until this night, where he became just the 6th driver to win in all 3 of USAC's open wheel divisions at the 4 Crown Nationals in his career.
That $20,000 win.
Tyler Courtney loses a spot to your championship point leader, Michael Buddy Kofoid. That'll put Sunshine back to the 6th position as he continues to fall under attack. Meanwhile, Tanner Thorson gets a good run of steam, but he's going to have to play defense here quickly against your championship point leader, Kofoid, rallying up around the top. That's exactly where our 2 leaders run, Wyndham and Baston, right up on the wall.
And there he goes down to the bottom. Let's see if Logan Seavey can slide into the 4th position. Maybe not there. Thorson wants to make something happen on the bottom, but Seavey's elbows up.
Logan Seavey going right after the point leader, Michael Buddy Kofoid. Those 2 youngsters from California rally right up against the wall. Tanner Thorson starting to move up and up the racetrack a little bit there in turns 1 and 2. Wyndham is losing his lead.
He is.
To Spencer Baston. Baston cuts it from 6/10 down to 5/10. So Kofoid knows he's got pressure from behind. Now Seavey pulls right up alongside, down the back straightaway. The Tom Malloy driver will bury it down in turns 3 and 4. Kofoid rips around the top. Boy, Seavey's built his momentum. Now he'll go top shelf on Kofoid.
How about that? He just decided to go right up there and see if he could run downhill and take that position of Buddy Kofoid, and that is tight sledding.
Logan Seavey makes that number 25 get after it. The 67 of Kofoid can do nothing but watch Logan Seavey drive away. That's a change for the 3rd position. Seavey now on the podium. Baston looks like he's getting closer.
He is absolutely getting closer. Catching him is one thing, passing another.
Wow.
And he's got great momentum off of 2.
Spencer Baston finds something that he hasn't had all race long, and that is speed enough to get around Chris Wyndham. Baston right in his CB Industries teammates' tire tracks. They come across the line, 3 to go, and it's a 3-car race for the win.
Yeah, Seavey's right there in the mix, and this traffic right now heading into turn number 3 is going to be a factor.
1 up against the wall, that's Baston.
Yep.
Baston bounces off the wall as they came out of turn number 2. So that gives Wyndham a little bit of breathing room. So Kofoid and Seavey start sliding each other for 2nd position.
Unbelievable. Logan Seavey has absolutely put his spurs to it. But as the hourglass run dry,
Same story, different car. A NOS Energy Drink sponsored machine up front, and the Tom Malloy Trent Shoring, number 25 of Logan Seavey, is left to pursue. White flag in the air. Seavey's car chief, Jerome Rodella, told me last night if there would have been a yellow flag in that feature, it might have been a different result. Seavey's not going to have the benefit of a yellow flag. He's only got half a lap to do it. Down into 3. Chris Wyndham, he went back-to-back at Houston's. 3 wins in a row as he picks up the 4 crown here with the NOS Energy Drink National Midget.
Throughout the past calendar year, Thomas Meserol has made a habit of changing the narratives at Tri-State Speedway. At Harvest Cup 2021, Meserol became the first driver ever to score multiple USAC National Midget victories at the track, ending a string of 12 series races held at the quarter-mile dirt oval since 1969, in which a different winning driver emerged each and every time.
Cannon McIntosh looking to have a good run here at Tri-State Speedway in the hunt thus far. Lots of action. Further back, wheel stands can be found.
Hey, look at this. Cannon McIntosh right here in the 3rd position. Originally took the green flag 1 spot back. In 4th, Tanner Thorson starts to give Buddy Kofoid a run for his money through turns 1 and 2. Thorson shows him a nose. Kofoid cuts it off, and Thorson goes for a half spin in the middle of 3 and 4. Yellow flag waves.
Dead and gone, and that young man looked like he was ready to do some big things on the sprint car.
2 laps down, they come back to the green flag to see 28 laps remaining. Kevin Thomas Jr. sets the pace as they come out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Buddy Kofoid trying to make something happen for that 3rd position on Cannon McIntosh, driving the Dave Mack 08.
Man, this is not what settled one bit, and Kevin Thomas Jr. loving it.
Whoa.
Wow, and wow, we have got a lot of action all of a sudden, and Kyle Cummins has joined the party.
As soon as the words McIntosh, or Kofoid rather, has it, McIntosh came right back at him, and up until now, Kofoid was, the three of Meserol, McIntosh, and Kofoid get together, and Kofoid's on his side.
That and a huge moment, obviously. just cranked it, built up enough pressure to win. It can't happen.
Nearing the halfway point of this one, we go back to green flag racing. 16 to go when they get back to the line. And the race for second, well, we may have lost Buddy Kofoid, but the battle has not calmed down at all. Cannon McIntosh, Dason Pursley, and now Thomas Meserol. Second belongs to Pursley, but only for a moment, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Cannon's got a problem.
Just trying to figure out if they'll finish on the podium or not. Meserol has that third and final podium spot, but Justin Grant has given it everything she's got, captain, to try and get on the podium. Wyndham and Cummins come together for a moment.
Yeah, if both T-Baz and Justin Grant can get on the podium, might have to go out and acquire another business.
Thomas Meserol takes the pressure off for a moment as he moves into the second position around Dason Pursley. His teammate Justin Grant says, hey, that looks like fun. I'm going to come along. Oh, but he gets crossed up right in the middle of 3 and 4. Pursley gets back by. Grant has to defend against Cummins and Wyndham.
There goes Kevin Thomas Jr. He's going to counter that traffic first.
Inside at 10 laps to go now.
Upside down, turn 3 and 4.
Sounds like the 19M of Ethan Mitchell.
Good start there, but so did Thomas Meserol. Thomas hanging right with him, and then a viral crab entry. He's running well on the bottom.
Meanwhile, one spot back, the same battle we saw during the MSCS Sprint Car feature. Dason Pursley and Justin Grant, the roles merely reversed. Pursley has the spot. Now Meserol comes a knocking on KTJ's left rear Hoosier tire for the race lead. 6 to go when they get back to the start-finish line. KT's got the top spot, but Meserol let him know he's there. Out of 4, side by side, if only for a moment. KT's still out front.
Yeah, that last move was a little scary. There goes Thomas Meserol. Does he have it? Looks like he does down the back straightaway. Here's where we really know the story.
KT took a look to the inside, thought better of it. 5 laps to go. Thomas Meserol leads.
Because Grant will absolutely get aggressive in the late stages.
KT has done a fantastic job at building up speed and momentum. The white flag is going to wave when they get back to the start line.
Meserol sort of jumped up a little bit there to take the line away. There's the white flag. Who's it going to be?
3-car battle here at the class track. Harvest Cup 2020 went to team as Thomas Meserol. Harvest Cup 2021 is going to go to Thomas Meserol. Back-to-back Harvest Cup wins for the driver from San Jose.
Justin Grant made it his personal mission to dispel an old idiomatic proverb by proving that, yes, indeed, you can have your cake and eat it too. Grant's 31st birthday happened to fall on the same day as the opener for the 54th Western World Championships at Arizona Speedway, where he put on the icing for his first series win in more than 3 months.
Side by side for the lead, and it's Eilson over Grant at the line.
Corey Eliason all over Justin Grant there, just barely got by him at the line to take the lead over, and now he's going to pull a little bit of length on him.
And KTJ actually trying to get all he can from that nice spot. Almost had a battle for 5th with Chris Wyndham. He's going to right now be deadlocked side by side for that 6th position as they're slicing and dicing out front behind your race leader, Corey Eliason. Logan Seavey to 2nd place over Justin Grant. We'll see if Kevin Thomas Jr. can put the pressure back on Kofoid. As right now, Logan Seavey in the 2nd spot. He is reeling in the 26. Now Seavey with issues. He gets 4 in the fluff out of the cushion. Wow, bring out the yellow flag. Tough break for the 25 of Logan Seavey, who thought he was getting ready to make his move on your race leader.
We'll make the call to rejoin the field for the rest of this field.
So green flag will fly. 8 laps to go. And Buddy Kofoid going to drop the nose down the inside, trying to clear Justin Grant and Corey Eliason. As we got 1 car up on the wall, almost spins around. We stay green. As out front, here goes Grant now with a slider. Eliason fights back. They're side by side at the line.
And Justin Grant has come to life. He's been searching for it, but Corey Eliason bounces in 1 and 2. Justin Grant to the lead.
Eliason bounces in 1 and 2. That was the door for Buddy Kofoid and Kevin Thomas Jr. as Kofoid now down the inside of Grant. Grant fights back with a crossover. They go side by side. Grant with the advantage, but here comes Kofoid and KTJ. Kofoid hit a little bit of something down there in turn number 1. KTJ all the way up on the berm. It's still Grant by a slight margin over Buddy Kofoid as Kofoid once again trying to attack the 7G of Justin Grant. It will be Grant with about a half a car length advantage down the back straightaway. Kofoid going to keep it down the bottom side. Throws the slider. Here comes Grant though right back with the crossover here at Santan Ford's Arizona Speedway. And now Grant going to try to cut off the momentum of Kofoid off a turn or 2. He breaks it out to about 2.5 cars car lengths down the back straightaway. Grant, though, leaves the bottom side open, though, for Kofoid through 3 and 4. Kofoid trying to fight back, can't quite do it. 2 laps to go in tonight's main event for the NOS Energy Drink USAC National Midgets. The top 3, they stay on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Grant by 5 car lengths over Kofoid. Kofoid rolls top self. Buddy hits the cushion. He's going to lose second to Kevin Thomas Jr. as Grant gets the white flag. White flag for Justin Grant in the 2J. The driver out of home California trying to hang on to it as they're battling hard now for that second spot between Kofoid and Kevin Thomas Jr. Jr. looks for second as Justin Grant off of 4 looks for the checkered flag. He will win night number 1 of the Western World Championships over Buddy Kofoid and Kevin Thomas Jr.
Time and time again, it seems when Chris Wyndham is against the proverbial ropes, he's able to fight his way out of the corner, dig in, and find something within himself that elevates him to another level, especially when it comes to winning time in the latter part of the year. Wyndham found himself in a similar position once more during the Western World Closer, positioning him back into the point lead with just a handful of races remaining.
Advantage over the 25 of Logan Stevie, who kind of bit the cushion a little bit going into turn number 1. Let's see if that allows Zach Dom to pull up side by side with him. Dom with a great drive off of turn number 2. He drops the nose down the inside of Logan Seavey as Cannon McIntosh looks for a slider on Tanner Carrick for the 4th spot off of 4.
There goes Corey Eliason making a move there on the 7X of Thomas Meserol, who's committed to the top side, but Eliason gets by him on the bottom.
That allows the 9M of Zach Dom to drive away, but Zach Dom working the low side of the racetrack as the yellow flag will fly 1 car around in turn number 1 on the top side. And we are green. See if Zach Dom has anything for Chris Wyndham heading into turn number 1. He goes side by side with Wyndham. Wyndham on the outside. He'll get a good line and good drive off of turn number 2. Zach Dom, though, trying to stay lockstep with them as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. It's Wyndham out front by about a car length and a half.
Chris Wyndham has gone from offense to defense really fast as that restart just shook up everything and erased that entire lead he had established.
Wyndham able to hang on by about half a car length. Zach Dom once again going to go down to the inside. Wyndham trying to cut off his momentum off of turn number 4. We'll have a little bit of a mini diamond right there. He'll hang on to the top spot, but Dom not done. He goes right back to the bottom. Zach Dom has found something at the apex of turns 1 and 2, but Chris Wyndham with a great drive off at turn number 2, able to put a little gap between himself and the 9M of Dom. Now that lead has been shrunk as Zach Dom once again goes side by side with the 89 of Wyndham. Wyndham, though, slams that door once more as these top 2, they battle out side by side, duking it out. Cannon McIntosh has moved into the 3rd spot, so the 08 McIntosh, who's been fast all weekend long, is now up to 3rd as they go side by side behind them for the 4th position. No change out front. It's Chris Wyndham showing the way with the 08 of Cannon McIntosh in 2nd. Thomas Meserol 3rd. 4th is Tanner Carrick. 5th, Buddy Kofoid. In 6th, it's Tanner Thorson all over the tail tank of the 67 machine, though. Behind Thorson is last night's main winner, Justin Grant. Running in the 7th spot as Thorson once again looks underneath of Buddy Kofoid. Now he's going to try to go to the top of Kofoid. Almost contact as those 2 drivers go side by side as the white flag flies for Chris Wyndham. Big Daddy leads the field off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, one final time. Western World Championship in his sights. Checkered flag in the air. Big Daddy Chris Wyndham wins tonight's Western World.
1 year earlier at Bakersfield, Buddy Kofoid's pursuit of victory required a late race duel that went right down to the wire. On this night, Kofoid made it imperative to put closure on his latest Bakersfield duel early and decisively at the 1/3 mile dirt oval for his first victory in 5 months, which thrusted him back past Chris Wyndham and into the series point lead with 6 to go.
Right back to his inside, side by side action now pulls ahead.
They've got that Keith Coons Kerbag at Janie, number 67, able to go wherever Kofoid wants it to. And remember the battle here 1 year ago between this year's NASCAR champ Kyle Larson and that young man from Pengrove, California. Kofoid knows his way around, but now it's a different challenger. It's the young man from Franklin, Indiana, Emerson Axum, by 2 car lengths out front.
Well, we talked about it, Tony. It may be better to be running at 2nd right now the way the track is as Kofoid stalks Emerson Axum. He's got 3 lap cars right ahead.
And very quickly, this race is nearly to the halfway point. 16 to go, right there as Emerson Axum clicks off another one, and now they are officially in lap traffic. It's that 7J of Faceno. Axum, he's in the pressure seat. He's going to be the first one to him. Does he go high? Does he go low? Kofoid gets to sit back and watch it all unwind. 15 down, 15 to go in Bakersfield.
Well, at one point he had one lap car between himself and Kofoid, but Buddy able to dispatch a Facento as well as Faceno now slows to the infield. Kofoid continues to stalk Emerson Axum, that time by lap 16.
Well, and I think you'll agree, Gary, Emerson's doing a phenomenal job in lap traffic. Right there, Kofoid was able to pull even with him in the middle of the corner. Now he dives down to the inside in 3, slides right up across the nose of the 15. Axum stays at home. He maintains the race lead.
Now, what a battle up front between Axum and Kofoid. Let's see if Buddy has another slider in him over here in 3 and 4.
Man, he's going to try and bury it as hard as he can, but Axum goes in just a little bit deeper. Axum bounces off the top of the curb in 4, and that opens the door to Kofoid. New race leader. Axum's going to try and turn back down to the left through 2, but to no avail. Buddy Kofoid is now in charge of this race. Here we go. Kofoid sets that number 67 right up around the high side of the racetrack here. Look at Grant bury it down to the inside on Wiedemann. And Grant's able to keep the speed around the top side, so move Justin Grant now onto the podium in 3rd.
Yeah, that time it's stuck for Justin Grant as Cannon McIntosh now goes to work on Wiedemann in 3 and 4. Here comes McIntosh digging down to the inside.
Throws a big slider right there, but McIntosh stays at home and is going to give up a spot. Wiedemann goes right back and gets him. So 4th, 5th, and 6th. Good side-by-side racing right there. Now it's McIntosh right back to the inside on Bryant Wiedemann. But Wiedemann stays patient and is able to stay out in front.
And if Kofoid can hit his marks, he may be tough to beat here as he clicks off lap 26 that time by.
Tanner Thorson throws it right to the inside of Bryant Wiedemann. He's going to go back to the well again here in turns 1 and 2. 4 laps to go, 3 when they get back to the line. Buddy Kofoid had the restart of his life, and he's out front plus 10 and leaving. Justin Grant still in 3rd, and then behind him, Cannon McIntosh and Tanner Thorson trying to settle out who's going to finish in the top 5. But he's out in front by 3-4 car lengths. White flag waves here in Bakersfield. Grant's going to fall under attack, or no, Axum's going to fall under attack by Grant. The fight for 2nd will keep there being from any advance for the race lead. Back to back in Bakersfield for Kofoid.
At just 15 years, 3 months, and 12 days old, Ryan Timms made his own bit of history on night 1 of the Hangtown 100 at Placerville by becoming the new youngest feature winner in the history of USAC National Midget Racing. His performance also produced a deja vu moment that harkened back to the opening night of the most recent Hangtown 100 2 years ago that saw a Chad Boat-owned car start on the outside of the front row, take the lead at the drop of the green, then lead all 30 laps en route to a first career series win. That driver being Gio Selzy. 1 day shy of exactly 2 years later, Timms performed exactly the same as Selzy in just around 6 minutes of work.
BC 39 from Angola, Indiana. He's up to 2nd, doing a great job on the start here. Bryant Wiedemann now finds himself racing with the 17W of Shane Golobic. But look at Ryan Timms, the advantage already, let's say 7 car lengths, if not more.
Ryan Timms up front on that cushion, no worries inside. However, lap traffic will be approaching. But as you said, he's up front right now by 2.5 seconds over Zeb Wise.
Cannon McIntosh letting it all hang out on the high side on both ends of this racetrack. He's gotten around the 17W of Golobic. Now he goes after the next NOS energy drink car. That's Ione, California's Justin Grant. McIntosh finally jumps on the binders, is going to bring the car down just a little bit for Dave Mack Motorsports. They settle themselves out. Check that. McIntosh right back to the high side out of 2 as he fights Grant for 3rd. He'll bury it down to the inside. McIntosh now onto the podium.
Well, we talked about it, Tony. You don't know where to look on this track. You have side-by-side battles all through the field, and this stuff right here is as good as it gets. Zeb Wise, Cannon McIntosh, Justin Grant, Shane Golobic, Emerson Axum, they're all right there.
Coming into tonight, that Dave Mack Motorsports number 08 had been the quickest car the last 3 nights, and he continues to show his speed. He goes up and gets Zeb Wise for 2nd. McIntosh is on the move.
Well, we keep talking every night about the speed that car has. Can he get himself an A-main win? He's 3 seconds behind Ryan Timms, who is now working traffic.
So Timms quickly in the back part of this pack. He's lapping now up nearly to the top 20. That 85T rides the cushion on the high side, sets it in hard over in turns 3 and 4, but that car looks comfortable right now. It's Cannon McIntosh down the back straightaway. They'll see 3 laps remaining here at the line out of 4.
Well, it's such a tricky cushion up there. You got to hit your marks as Timms and McIntosh both blow in there down the back straightaway here with 2.5 laps to go.
Cannon McIntosh, he's raced for Keith Kunz, Kerbag-Ajanian, but he has found such a comfortable home with Dave Mack Motorsports, his dad's team. 85T Ryan Timms is not getting off the top at all. They come out of 3 through 4. White flag's going to wave next time by.
Lap car right there, Tony. Here comes Cannon McIntosh. Down the back straightaway, bring us home.
Final time, Ryan Timms has to check up to try and avoid Chase Randall. It's going to be close, but not close enough. Timms wins at Placerville.
It was only a matter of time before Kyle Larson found his way back to USAC National Midget Victory Lane at Placerville. The 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champ reacclimated himself to the track of his youth, where he honed his racing skills as a young phenom more than a decade earlier. He put those attributes on full display, and with a unique car unlike any other, to score the win during the second of 3 straight nights at Placerville's Hangtown 100.
Time winner this season, Emerson Axum, trouble on the exit of 4. That's Maria Kofer upside down, and the 32 of Sorali. And a whole lot of Hangtown 100 points. Chris Windham takes us to the NOS start can. We're back to racing. And right on the top side, Emerson Axum tries things out in that Petrie Motorsports number 15.
Back there, it looks like Kyle Larson. It's time to cowboy up, Tony, but we're going to go yellow. Is that our leader? Our leader, Chris Windham.
Trouble for Windham.
Huh.
Oh my goodness, that puts this race's lead in the hands of Colby, Kansas's Bryant Wiedemann. Bryant chasing his first ever feature victory with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. It'd be the weekend to do it. Ryan Timms just got the honors done last night, but it's Emerson Axum. He's a 2-time winner here in 2021. He's got that Petrie Motorsports number 15 wound up around the high side, and he shoots to the race lead out of 4.
Well, I've talked about it several times, Tony, how impressed I've been by Emerson Axum this year as he goes to the outside of Bryant Wiedemann.
Larson trying to split aces down the middle as they head down the back straightaway. Larson and McDougal wheel to wheel on the entry to turn number 3. Zeb Wise is going to come out the big winner there. He goes from 6th up to 3rd, but now Larson draws even down the back straightaway. Larson buries it into 3. He's going to slide up, move Young Money now up to 3rd.
Well, Paul Silva has that super tune on the Flow Racing number 1K as he moves to P3 here with 11 laps down. Axum, Wiedemann, and Larson, your top 3.
14 laps left.
There goes Larson back upstairs through 1 and 2, trying to get the launch. Turn 3, it's very treacherous. Larson now slices to the inside of Wiedemann.
Boy, he cuts so hard down to the inside, and Wiedemann has no way to defend against that. Now Larson finds himself on the top side, out of 1 through 2, down the back straightaway. Larson has got himself a groove carved out here in Placerville, but he's getting closer and closer every single lap. Axum tries to cover entry through 3. He does a good job, holds on to the top spot. 10 to go here in Placerville.
Laps winding down here on night number 2 of the Hangtown 100. Emerson Axum leading. Here comes Kyle Larson once again to the inside with a bid for the lead.
Kyle so good on corner entry, but Emerson Axum keeping his foot in it and keeping the momentum wound up. That's the name of the game in USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets. I think Larson's too good on corner entry there. The crowd comes to their feet. Larson's your leader. 8 laps to go. All Emerson Axum can do is watch and wave as the white flag comes out here. 1 to go. Larson not taking any chances. He keeps it right in the middle, down the back straightaway. He'll set it in one more time through 3, out of 4. Kyle Larson wins night number 2 of the Hangtown 100.
For Justin Grant, Placerville Speedway is where he grew up. This is where he fell in love with racing. This is the place where he decided he wanted to become a race car driver. As a child, he once played in the dirt with his own toy race cars, while watching from afar and dreaming of a day when he too could become a racing hero himself. All those winding roads throughout the decades have since weaved its way back to his stomping grounds, back to the quarter-mile dirt oval located just a half-hour away from his Ione, California home, and to the most lucrative victory of his racing career with a $20,000 reward in the Hangtown 100 finale.
Hang on to second over Wiedemann, but here comes Bryant to the inside.
Yeah, that bounce through 1 and 2 opens up the door. Wiedemann stuffs it down to the inside in 3, but Buddy Kofoid comes right back. Wow, there is definitely some rough track down in turn number 1, and Kofoid continues to find it lap after lap. Kofoid does a good job right through the middle of 3 and 4. He doesn't let Zeb Wise get away at all, but it's like you said, that
That top side of 1 and 2 is real tricky. Wise seems to have figured it out, but the bottom's not too bad for Kofoid. It works for him. Buddy Kofoid now up in front of this race.
Lap number 21 clicks off in the record books, and Buddy Kofoid is your new leader. That time by 34 down for Kofoid.
Kofoid right up there walking the dog around the top side. Oh boy, that thing wanted to turn right on him there on the exit of turn number 2, but Kofoid stays woke and doesn't give up anything right there. Let's see if it allows Justin Grant to get closer.
Oh, yeah.
It sure does. Grant cuts within a second to Kofoid's lead. We're now into the second half of this race, so at any time we could be seeing that yellow wave for that mandatory fuel stop for all these drivers. Timms runs off the track over in 1 and 2. Kofoid keeps it pointing in the right direction. Timms brings it back on the backstretch.
Well, Justin Grant continues to reel in Buddy Kofoid. This time by just about 10 car lengths. Separate your top two. It's down to 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, Grant really close. Probably the closest we've seen somebody to Kofoid under green flag conditions. Oh, that's Faceno backwards on the back straightaway. He's going to collect Golubic. Golubic in the 17W, and I think there was one other car just down the track.
We're also right in that window, I believe, for the fuel stop, Tony.
And race controls called it right there. It's going to be a yellow flag that will turn to a red, and this will be the mandatory fuel stop.
Yeah.
Field makes their way through 3 out of 4 to the NOS restart can. 47 laps to go here in Hangtown. Kofoid nails that start. Chris Windham tries to stay right to the tail tank of his fellow NOS Energy Drink driver Justin Grant, but Windham struggles out of turn number 2. He's able to keep them all at bay. Zeb Wise down low, and then right behind Emerson Axum in the mix with his Petrie teammate Kevin Thomas Jr. So Zeb now back in 5th, 6th, pretty calm for the moment. Kyle Larson getting up in the middle of it, though. He's got KT behind him. Larson's going to throw it down to the inside of Zeb Wise. They brush up. They touch, but not too much. Give Larson the spot. He's now up to 6.
Well, I was just going to say, don't look now, but here comes the Flow Racing 1K. Last night we saw him stalk his prey, and once again, he's coming to the front. Well, lap traffic is there for Buddy Kofoid off turn 4, bangs the cushion. That may allow Justin Grant and Chris Windham the chance to close in.
Grant cuts into the lead by 0.3 of a second, and they're all down there on the berm through the bottom of turns 1 and 2. One upside down, and it's Larson. Larson gets upside down in the Flow Racing 1K, and the red flag waves. Kyle Larson's going to keep racing. Let him hear it as he gets back on track. Oh, man. The guy won't say die. Yeah. Buddy Kofoid chasing a national championship. He's chasing a Hangtown 100 victory. He walks him off the top of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. And Chris Windham, no, it's actually Macedo who's going to take the bait and go to the top. He races side by side with Windham. Macedo's going to slide up and take 3rd away from Chris Windham. Kofoid chasing feature win number 6 and that championship point lead. Grant going to take a look down on the inside of 3. But Kofoid keeps his foot in it up top. 16 to go. Little bit of jumping and jiving at the back of the pack through turn number 2, but everybody's able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Grant closes right up on that all-white tail tank of Michael Buddy Kofoid. Grant's going to bury it down in the inside of 3. He slides up the track. Kofoid crosses him back over. It's a drag race at the line. Give the lead to Grant.
Through 1 and 2, Ione, California's Justin Grant takes the lead. Can Buddy Kofoid come back after him, though? Oh, close racing. Tanner Thorson right there, as is Carson Macedo down the back straight with Macedo to the inside of Thorson.
CV dives down to the inside right there as he tries to wrestle 3rd position away. Chris Windham, though, crosses him back over, but I think CV's going to have the momentum built up on the high side, down the back straightaway. Windham's going to try on the bottom of 3, but CV's too quick. Logan CV works his way onto the podium. The white flag is going to wave here. Justin Grant, he sat back, he watched, he waited, he let the track come to him, he let his car come to him. He went and got the race lead from Michael Buddy Kofoid. He motors down the back straightaway, and for the 3rd time in 2021, Justin Grant's going to win with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets.
Throughout the month of November, Justin Grant has repeatedly shown how the West is won. Traveling south, east, and north throughout the first 31 races on the USAC National Midget schedule this season, Grant managed just a single victory. In the past 7 races, Grant had quadrupled his total to 4 wins in the season, including 3 of the last 7 and each of the last 2, with his first career back-to-back wins with the series arriving during the opening night at Merced.
Kofoid just sitting, watching, and waiting. Thorson's going to get around Grant. He'll lead lap number 2. This could be a sordid affair affair up at the front all night long.
Man, Mitchell Moles has a lot of speed. He's locked in that 5th spot, racing behind Emerson Axum as Grant goes back to work on Thorson.
Oh, Thorson with a beautiful undercut of Justin Grant as they came out of 3 and 4. That's 2 laps in a row now. Thorson's going to be scored as your leader. Grant takes a look down to the inside, thinks better of it. Thorson's going to lead him by 2 lengths across the line. Now Emerson Axum starting to come to call on Michael Buddy Kofoid, but also Cannon McIntosh, Gary, quickest car on the track. He's trying to go out the outside of Moles.
Well, we talked about how much this track has changed throughout the night. You have a cushion way upstairs. You got a good bottom. Justin Grant still all over. Tanner Thorson up in the front of the field. Last time by, Grant turned the fastest lap of the race.
Exactly. What's amazing is how fast Justin Grant is able to stay at the line. Give that one to JG. Justin Grant's going to go back to the front here. Thorson in second. Kofoid scored in third. Axum and Moles, your top 5. So Thorson, now you can see it on that shot on Flo. He's starting to enter the frame again and get closer and closer to Grant. He's cut the lead down to almost less than a second. There it is. It's 0.6 of a second. Thorson laying down some real fast laps, Gary. 10 to go at the line. He's caught the race leader.
Justin Grant couldn't get by the lap car of Hayden Reinbold. That allows Tanner Thorson to take a shot through 1 and 2. Here comes the 19T.
All the pressure in the world. That's Tanner Thorson's teammate, Hayden Reinbold, up in front of Justin Grant. He's not going to make life too terribly hard on Justin Grant, but there's so much pressure when you're the first car to lap traffic. Tanner Thorson has caught the race leader. What's he going to do with him? Thorson sets it in up top. He's going to respect Grant. They make the run out of turn number 4. 8 laps to go.
Well, less than a car length separate your leaders, Justin Grant and Tanner Thorson. Then you have a lap car between third place Buddy Kofoid, followed by Axum and McIntosh.
Oh, Thorson gets a good run right there on the bottom. That's going to allow him to try to build up some momentum. He washes up the track just a little bit in the middle of 1 and 2. Grant lives to race another lap.
Man, just like last week, Justin Grant hitting his marks, has not made one mistake so far as he continues to work lap traffic to the inside of Wiedemann.
Tanner knows this place real well. Like we said, he won here on night number 2 1 year ago. He's trying to switch it up and score the night 1 victory. Gets nice and tight right on that inside left rear of Justin Grant, but still the gap pretty much stays at about a car length through the middle of the corners. They're going to see 2 laps to go at the line.
Well, Justin Grant won night 1 of the Western World a couple weeks ago. He won the final night of the Hangtown. He's looking to pick up win number 3 here on the Western Swing as he opens up the lead over Thorson.
Down the back straightaway. This is it. White flag's going to wave. Can we go clean and green all the way? Right down around the bottom. Justin Grant picked up his 3rd feature win of 2021 back on Saturday night after 100 laps of racing at the 3rd annual Hangtown 100. He's not going to have to wait long to do it again. Through 3 out of 4. Win number 4 goes to Justin Grant.
In crunch time, you've got to deliver the goods if you want to reap the awards. After earning his long-awaited first career USAC National Midget Fast qualifying time earlier in the evening with a new 1-lap track record run, Buddy Kofoid brought the hammer and nail to Merced and ultimately arrived 1 step closer to sealing up the USAC National Midget Championship in the next-to-last round of the series.
But Jade Avedisian goes right back up and takes it. Kofoid's going to slide her out of 4. Avedisian turns back down to the inside. She's into second.
Well, a 15-year-old micro standout, as you said, going toe-to-toe with your current USAC National Midget point leader. That's good stuff.
Back and forth, they're throwing elbows in turns 3 and 4. That's the fight for second. She's trying every different groove on this racetrack we can. The yellow flag's going to come out for Brenham Crouch in the 97. The second to last race of 2021 is green as Chris Windham does the best job he can to nail the start, but Kofoid goes right down along the berm, slides up, Windham keeps his foot in it, he's going to drive down the backstretch as the leader.
Well, Kofoid took a shot, check out Avedisian, she's going to get a run down the front straightaway on Kofoid for second.
Yeah, that attempted slider and the momentum that it lost for Buddy Kofoid is going to hurt him right there as Avedisian slides across the bow, takes second, Kofoid answers right back, but look at this, he's bringing along some help. Tanner Carrick, his teammate in the 71K around Avedisian. Macedo tries to make it work in the middle. Carrick takes over 3rd.
Well, we just talked about Tanner Carrick having a great run battle for the lead, Buddy Kofoid. Tony is going to take it.
Beautiful slider. Chris Windham stays at home, does the crossover, and goes right back up front. Look at the drivability in that 67. He comes all the way down from the top rope, hangs the hard left, drives right around Windham. Kofoid's your leader.
Look at Tanner Carrick in that that KKM number 71K to the inside of Chris Windom. How awesome would it be to see that car win the night?
You know he's about to make life hard on Chris Windom. They all know what's at stake.
The high side is definitely the preferred groove through 3 and 4 right now, though.
Laps are clicking off. They're going to see 6 to go this time by. Wow, Justin Grant's found some speed.
Oh.
We got one up and over. It's Carrick in the 71K.
Oh, Heartbreak City there.
Man, he was running so well. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if he just caught that curb at an awkward angle or...
But boy, that car rotated so quickly. A championship and a race victory are on the line between Kofoid and Windom. Wow, Kofoid nails that start, Gary. And look how different it is when he's out front. He keeps it pinned right up around the outside of the turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, right now he's just going to run qualifying laps right up there but top. As you talked about, Jade Avedijan goes to work for second on Big Daddy.
Man, no team orders in play here in USAC Midget Racing. Avedijan slides right up in front of her championship chasing teammate. Windom says, I've had about enough of that, but he just can't get the run out of turn number 4. Avedijan now solidly in second. Windom's going to have to defend against Logan Seavey, and soon it's going to be a double shot of NOS as Justin Grant comes to call.
Well, we saw last week just how smooth and calculated, but we're going to go red. Car upside down in turn 2.
Our second red flag, it's for Timez. Thomas Mesereau, Grant's teammate. Mesereau had just picked up the GSP Quality Driving Performance Award of the night of a national championship chase. The field comes down the hill out of turn number 4, and Kofoid absolutely nails the timing on that start. Both he and Windom go right to the top side of 1 and 2, but Avedijan solid out of the second turn. Windom slides her in 3, but Avedijan stays at home. Grant and Seavey side by side for the 4th position. Seavey's going to try and drive right through the middle. Grant keeps his foot in it down low. It's a 4-car race for second.
What a battle for P2, and that's exactly what Kofoid wants to see up front. That time by 3 to go, but it's anyone's race for second, Tony.
Avedijan and Grant go wheel to wheel literally down in turn number 1. Grant will not be denied. Down low, he's going to try and take the spot away. He's going to rally around the bottom. He's still side by side. It's a double shot of NOS with Chris Windom. They try to settle out second place.
Well, what a drive for Justin Grant in this main event. He's going to roll the bottom side to the below Chris Windom. Tony, white flag is out, final trip.
1 lap to go here in Merced, California, and after this, we've got 1 race to go in 2021. He's going to pick up his 6th feature win of 2021, and the driver from Pengrove strengthens his championship point lead. Kofoid's your winner.
The Turkey Night Grand Prix had been number 1 on the list for driver Logan Seavey, car owner Tom Malloy, and crewman Jerome Rodella and Chris Trammell, all native Californians who've been preparing a lifetime for this night, their biggest race of the year. Seavey knows how to close the curtain, fade to black, and roll credits in style too. And in the season finale at Ventura, he slammed the door on the 2021 USAC National Midget Campaign with a monumental score in the 80th running of the 98-lap Turkey Night Grand Prix, becoming the first driver to win the season finales on dirt for all 3 of USAC's national open wheel divisions.
He gets a good shot out of turn number 2. He's going to go to the top side on Reimer.
Top side of the racetrack starting to come in now. We've been waiting for it. It's going to come in. It's going to make the racing a lot better. Seavey goes to second, trying to go around the outside of Bryson for the lead.
2 by 2 that last time by. Logan had to jump on the brakes. He's gotten around Reimer for the 2nd position. He's going to stay up top. Here he goes after Bryson. Sutter, California's Logan Seavey's your new race leader.
And now he tracks Buddy Kofoid, the new champion. He moves up to the 2nd place spot. Just Kyle Larson looking for his 5th, actually his 4th Turkey Night Grand Prix win. He goes up to 3rd.
He gets 2 right there, so Kyle Larson 5th to 3rd. Down the back straightaway, Larson takes the Flow Racing 1K to the 3rd spot.
Change for the lead. Buddy Kofoid, the big slide job, took to the lead in 4th. Back to the inside, taking the lead back, Logan Seavey. Kyle Larson closing in.
Yeah, he sure is. Seavey stayed at home right there up that slider by Kofoid. Buddy's going to try it again, down low through 3. Slides up to the top of 4. Seavey this time not able to keep the momentum up. Kofoid gets it.
Copeland, a little bobble in the cushion that time. Puts about 2 car lengths between himself and Seavey going into turn number 3. Kyle Larson about a half straight behind the first 2 place cars who are closing fast on the lap traffic.
Yeah, you know, despite his prelim night win, Seavey comes right back down on the inside. Was going to talk about Larson there for a second. Seavey takes the lead at the end of the back straightaway. Kofoid now, they swap sides. Kofoid tried to cross him back over, but Seavey now out in front of this one. Let's see where Seavey and Kofoid go here. Seavey's going to get the first shot at it, but sometimes that's better if you're in second. Kofoid just gets to sit back and watch.
Seavey a better run on the low line finally. Well, he doesn't get by Elliott, and Kofoid goes around the outside of Seavey, takes the lead back.
Sometimes sitting back there can pay off. Chase Elliott running his own race right now, trying to get up the leaderboard a little bit, but he's got leaders trying to make their way by him. Kofoid's finally going to clear Elliott. Seavey's trying to come along.
Kaylee Bryson inching closer to him. She's about a third of a straightaway behind him running in fourth.
And not only has she caught up to the top 3 and is getting closer and closer, she's pulled away from Mitchell Moles. The battle for the lead works down into turn number 1, right in the thick of it with lap traffic. Seavey had to look to the inside. They drag race into turn number 3. Kofoid up top, Seavey down low, but Kofoid's going to get held up by lap traffic.
Kyle Larson still lurking a little behind them. Then it's Kaylee Bryson running in the 4th place spot. And all of a sudden, she hit that cushion turn number 4, slid back to 5th once again, bowls back to 4th. That's the best battle on the racetrack for position right now.
Oh, well, you go around right in the middle of the leaders in that lap traffic. That's Emerson Axum. Here at Ventura, Seavey takes us into turn number 1.
Let's see what Buddy Kofoid can do. Kyle Larson right behind him. Larson takes a look at the inside. Kofoid beats him off the corner.
Inside of 20 laps now to go. 19 left. So Kofoid gets just as close as Larson did to him down in turn number 2.
Exactly. Seavey not getting away as good in this restart as he did the last one, and it could cost him later in the race.
Buddy does the same thing, gets as close as he can to Seavey, but they're not roughing each other up. This is great stuff as we near 15 to go.
8:15 to go this time by, but we're going to go yellow car slowing on the racetrack up in turn number 4.
Logan Seavey takes us to the NOS restart can. He's going to fly across the start-finish line and then makes his way carefully through turn number 1. Wow, Kofoid leaves Larson. Moles down to the inside on Young Money. Moles is going to take over 3rd. 96 laps down, 2 left here in Ventura, California. And Scott, man, that 25 looks good. They come through 3 out of 4. Logan Seavey could make history going for it. 3 dirt finales at the end of 2021. He doesn't care about the stats. He doesn't care about the points because he's a Turkey Night Grand Prix race winner. And he pulls the wheelie at the line.
When posed the question prior to the start of the 2021 season of whether anything less than a USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship would be a disappointment, Buddy Kofoid showed no hesitation in unequivocally acknowledging that fact. After capturing Rookie of the Year honors in 2020, the Pingrove, California driver elevated his game even more in the coming year, scoring the series title in his 2nd full season of competition on the strength of 6 victories in a campaign that saw its share of triumphs and tribulations, including a broken right wrist and left foot that very easily could have derailed what became the 19-year-old driver's destiny.
Like I said, I don't know what to say. I mean, I got to thank Keith and Pete, obviously, for giving me a really good opportunity, and Toyota Racing and Mob 1 for believing in me and giving me these opportunities.